Welcome back to Curry Field in Regina. The anthem has been performed. The teams are ready to take the field. The ceremonial first pitch is about to be thrown, and the Swift Current 57's finding themselves in a must-win situation here in Saskatchewan's Queen City. It's a best-of-5 series, and the 57's trail 2-1 coming into this one. It's been an amazing series. Each game has featured teams coming from behind and facing adversity. Game number 1, Swift Current rallying from 4 runs down. Game number 2, Regina trailed 5 and then came back. And last night, the 57's rallying from a 7-0 deficit before losing an extra innings. So anything can and likely will happen in this series. It's Ryan Schweitzer and the man they call Horse, Kelly Haraska, joining me tonight from Curry Field in Regina. Horse, it's a pleasure to have you again here tonight. It's a must-win situation. I know you had a chance to talk to your old friend Joe Carnahan today. What were his thoughts on this one coming into tonight?
Well, right away I walked onto the field and he was hitting ground balls to his infielders, and it's just like, I said right away to him, I said to him, like, you score 9 runs in the playoffs, you think you could win a baseball game? And he's like, yeah, you think so? He's not down on his guys. Regina's obviously a scrappy team. The crowd's behind them. It has been a fun series if for the people that have been kind of following it. So these are 2 storied programs going after each other. I know there's some mutual respect on the field, and it's fun to watch.
Kyle Wilson getting the start for the Regina Red Sox tonight. Wilson faced the Swift Current 57's once this year. He hit them in a 9-0 shutout. 52 innings of work, 68 hits. He has struck out 40 and walked 16. 30 earned runs in those 50 innings of work, a 5.15 earned run average. Wilson set to face the top of the order for the Swift Current 57's, which of course will be Blake Adams, Nick Conyas, and Ruben Rodriguez hitting 3-hole tonight for the 57's. Miles Miller, league batting champion, hitting 4th. Ben Kamenowski catching and hitting 5th. Ethan Hunter 6, Keel Crum Weedy 7, Jared Doki 8th, and Ryan Gross, who will work behind the plate tonight. Ben Kamenowski, the DH, will hit 9th. No Bo McClintock tonight. Bo's been laboring over the past few games with an apparent lower body injury, so he'll watch this one from the dugout and perhaps be thrust into the game in a pinch-hitting situation. Could that scenario call for it? Interesting statistic, Horse. Last year, 57's en route to the WMBL Championship, 5-0 in must-win games. So for Joe Carnahan and the likes of Nick Conyas, Blake Adams, and Keel Crum Weedy, they're no stranger to this situation where they have to win.
Yeah, those guys have been here before, and for the people that watched last year, it was an exciting run to the championship, of course. And they find themselves up against the wall again, and obviously they have to win. I mean, you don't need me here to tell you that.
We need you here to tell us that. That's why we're paying you the big bucks tonight.
Well, I'll tell you something else. The mayor of Regina just bounced in a 40-foot, I don't know what it was, a changeup or a fastball. He should have worked on that before he came out here tonight.
When it comes to mayors and first pitches,
we're talking about
let's just leave it alone.
Okay.
You know what? And I know Dennis Perreault, he threw out the first pitch last year in the league championship. We'd love to have him do it again. I know that pitch didn't go the way he planned, and anytime he wants a shot at redemption, totally welcome to have that. But Dennis, just so you know, Mayor Fougere not really faring much better here in the Queen City than
and it's all
your
just for
efforts.
Fun. I'm just giving him some fun.
Oh, absolutely.
He's out here supporting the team, and that's good stuff. So.
And you know what? He's out here supporting the team because Swift Current's mayor made the trip all the way out here to be a part of the crowd here last night. So hey, it worked. So I know the Red Sox organization very happy to welcome Mayor Perreault here last night, and very happy to have their own civic leader here tonight. So Kyle Wilson on the mound, right-handed pitcher, getting set to face Blake Adams. Wilson out of Flagstaff, Arizona. Blake Adams to the plate, hitting .250 in this series. The righty Wilson, and Adams oppo like taco. Diving attempt by Joshua Jones. No water in the pool. Blake Adams, a leadoff double, perching himself at second base. Early double, just like last night for Blake Adams. 1 pitch, 1 hit for Swift.
Perfect. Adams didn't slow down going around first base. He knew it was going to be a tough play out there and right. It's a short porch, so if that ball is a one-hopper, that's just a single. But he was hustling all the way.
So Adams on base now. Nick Conyas to the plate. Conyas, a member of last year's championship team at Swift Current.
We're set. We're done. We're ready to go.
batting boxes. A little bit cockeyed today. Field crew before the game. Friday night, paint the boxes and out. Conyers, I'm sure, will make the appropriate adjustment. Ruben Rodriguez hitting on deck. As we mentioned earlier, no Bo McClintock for this game number 4 for the 57's. He's had an apparent lower body injury and played through discomfort. And one thing with Joe Carnahan, he does have depth on this team right now. You can take a bat like Bo out of the lineup. You get Ryan Gross in there, who's an amazing defensive catcher, and you allow Ben Kamenowski to DH. 0-1 the count to Conyers. The very mobile Blake Adams on deck. Breaking ball. Conyers gets a small piece of it. 0-2 to Nick.
Yeah, it'd be nice with 2 strikes here. Look to hit something on the ground to the right side, advance the runner. Make something out of this at bat.
Ruben Rodriguez waits on deck. Conyers, Rodriguez, and Miller, 3 guys who Joe Carnahan would like to get rolling, all hitting below 200 in this series thus far through 3 games. Fastball up to Nick, 1-2 count. You often see that high heat with the 0-2 count. What's the strategy behind that?
You know what? I don't like it. There's kind of this philosophy out there. It's not new, and I'm not inventing it. Pitch to contact. I really don't like that waist pitch. Like, it's just too obvious. It's got to be a little bit closer than that.
1-2 pitch. Conyers caught looking at that pitch that hit the outside corner, righty on lefty. What'd you see there, Horse?
Good spot. Just it's a pitcher's pitch. Painting the black on the outside is a great pitch.
Rodriguez came up big last night in allowing the 57's to tie that game at 7. If you missed last night's game, and due to technical difficulties you may have, the 57's at one point trailed 7-0 before fighting back and eventually taking 9-7 lead in the top of the 9th. Regina would get 2 in the bottom of before winning in the 10th, but a very entertaining and eventful series thus far, as that breaking ball from Wilson looks to be paying the bills early, Horse.
Yeah, that's looks pretty sharp here early on for sure.
0-1 count to Ruben. Blake Adams at second base. He doubled to get the top of the first rolling. Still scoreless here at Curry Field in Regina. The 0-1 slider. Ruben takes. That pitch dropping low. Seductive looking pitch. Good take from Ruben.
So the book on Ruben, I mean, you've seen a lot of breaking pitches to him, so I'm wondering if they think that he's just a pure fastball hitter. But I know he likes to work the ball up the middle of the right side quite a bit when watching him in batting practice.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. Adams on at second. Wilson looks. Rodriguez will step out.
My dad was at the game last night too, and he likes the look of this kid too. Just kind of a scrappy guy.
Rodriguez, second baseman for the 57's. Fierce competitor out there. Pitch comes in low. 2-1 the count to Ruben.
Late acquisition by Swift Current, from what I understand.
Guy who came in right at the roster cutoff deadline, college teammate of Blake Adams.
And Blake Adams didn't say anything about him right away or something like that. Sorry to throw you under the bus there, Blake. Joe was telling me about it. He's like, oh, who's this guy? He's like, oh yeah, we should have got this guy. So it was nice that he was available, and obviously I was kind of tuning in there late in the season, and he just went on a tear when he got here, huh?
429 and 15 games, Ruben. And he's got league experience as well. He must have been as a freshman, played in Melville in the summer of 2015.
That's right. I thought I heard something like that too. Yeah.
So scrappy infielder who was part of that Melville Mills program. So familiar with the league. That's a great find by Joe Carnahan to shore up that infield. Depth is key, and Ruben continues to battle. Fastball that time, up and in, and fouled out. Count remains 2-2 with 1 down here.
See, and that's good. You could see on that pitch was kind of up and in on Ruben, and he kept his hands inside and tried to fight that off a little bit. He's looking to stay up the middle and go to the right side on this.
Kyle Wilson pitching to Matt Deneau, Eric Crossman at first, Adam Dela Cruz at second, Danny Hunt at short, Phil Langlois at third. Moss, Stotler, Jones in the outfield as Ruben continues to battle.
Same thing. Last night he fought off a bunch of pitches in one of his at-bats. He does a really nice job, his 2-strike approach. He kind of shortens things up, and he keeps his, like I said, he keeps his hands inside. So he's a tough out with 2 strikes.
Ruben continuing to scrap. League batting champ Miles Miller on deck. Adams on at second with 1 down here. 57's trying to strike early. Ruben continues to scrap away. 1 hopper towards the dugout. Count remains 2-2 to Rodriguez, the native of El Paso, Texas. Another picturesque night for baseball here in Saskatchewan's Queen City. About 28 degrees Celsius at game time.
Beautiful out here tonight.
And Ruben wears one.
It's a great at-bat.
8-pitch at bat, and the culmination is Rodriguez wearing a stray breaking ball.
Whether that pays off in the first inning or not, 8-pitch at bat, fouling off pitches, getting on base, 1 out, extending Wilson. Kind of the key to pitching. I'm not the guru on pitching, but if you can extend a pitcher long in 1 inning, okay, that's important for the overall pitch count. If you can get him into 20, 25 in one of the innings, that really can tire a guy fast.
Yep, that at bat by Rodriguez, a great investment for the 57's in this one. And I think you're a pretty good authority on pitching, winning a Pitcher of the Year award in this league once upon a time. Different league at the time, different teams, different recruiting rules, but the level of competition still pretty on par with what it was.
Good guys. There were ex-pros that played.
Yeah, well, exactly.
And they were always tough outs for sure.
Breaking ball.
And I know when you sit out there and you're throwing 20, 25 pitches in 1 inning, especially early, it wears you out. Even if you're in good physical shape, it's tough to stand out there and just start hurling balls, and you got guys on base, and it's nerve-wracking mentally. There we go. That's a little better.
2-0, 1 down to Miles, Rodriguez, and Adams. Couple Tarleton State products on base. On deck, Ben Kamenowski.
That's a good pitch by Wilson. He didn't give in there. 2-0. He painted the black on the outside, kind of wants to stay away a little bit.
Those batter's boxes.
Ben Kamenowski on deck, who has been the 57's best hitter in terms of batting average. On deck is Miles Miller, continuing to scrap here. Some good at-bats for the 57's. 2-2 the count now.
Yeah, like I said, it may or may not pay off here in the first inning, but we've got a long ways to go. Like you said, we're almost certainly guaranteed a 3.5 hour baseball game.
Oh, well, we said it. Now it's going to happen. Yeah, 3.5 at least whenever Swift Current is in Regina. It happened last night.
It'll be 90 minutes or something.
The 2-2.
If the 57's are successful in tonight's endeavor, line shot, Adams, nope, bobbled. Almost a nice little 4-6 there. As De La Cruz with the jumping catch, trying to flip to his shortstop. So Ben Kamenowski to the plate with 2 on here. Decent contact made by Miles, but not too far from where the second baseman was.
Decent. Looks like he mishit it a little bit. Maybe off the end of the bat. Didn't sound the best. I mean, it was a soft liner. Easy play from second base.
Kamenowski 400 this series for a batting average.
Kamenowski was involved in the play at the plate. I talked about how the fireworks really
4 hits in 10 at-bats this series thus far. Strike called on Kamenowski. 0-1 the count. 2 down here, top of the first inning. Scoreless thus far. Swift Currents and Regina. A must-win for the 57's, who were 5-0 in must-win games last year in the playoffs.
This is a Regina kid, right?
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah.
This is you, Regina kid playing in Swift Current. Big cut, just like you used to take, too.
Yeah. This guy looks a little, he's bigger and stronger than I ever was.
Well, he's bigger and strong. I don't know about that last part. I mean, you were no stranger to the gym in your playing days.
Antonio Torres had to do his best Superman dive to the right to keep that ball from getting through the backstop.
This year, Blake Adams hit a home run in his first at-bat of the season, and I remember you doing that once upon a time as well when you were a late arrival.
Yeah, but then I didn't hit another one until the playoffs. So first at bat actually was against Regina.
You know, Blake played at least a dozen games since he hit his next one too. So
Yeah,
a few parallels between you and Blake.
No, it's not. It's actually, you know, it's almost like golfing. You don't want to, like, you know, if you never golf, if you birdie the first hole, you think the game's easy, right? And then it just falls apart around the sixth.
0-2 to Kamenowski. Wilson 2 on here. Ben continues to battle. Foul ball into your living room. Happy you could join us tonight, wherever you may be and whomever you may be cheering for. It's our pleasure to be here at beautiful Curry Field in Regina, the north end of the city.
Phone your friends, tell them to get on the internet and listen up.
Yep, for sure. Know lots of alums are listening.
Got snow streaker coming at you right in your living room.
He's at the in behind home plate, and he reaches out his toe.
0-2 with 2 down. Wilson.
Nice take.
Yeah, that's just below the letters. Fastball, just a bit up.
He's taking some aggressive swings and to lay off that letter high fastball. That's a good take by him.
And for whatever reason, I like to think it's a big part of it is the coaching of Joe Carnahan, but watching him mature as a hitter, even just over 30 games this year, Kamenowski.
Trying circumstances in terms of getting any kind of a crowd out. I'll just explain that as this ball misses outside.
Good block by Deneau.
Deneau will knock it down. And actually, I said there were
Not a bad game by Deneau last night.
Grand slam dinger in a 10-9 extra innings win. Good job behind the plate as well. Catchers, you know, they often don't get the respect that they deserve because you only notice them if they make a mistake.
Right. Yeah. They're just there.
And and so much skill goes into being able to call a good game as well, have a good relationship with the pitcher.
So I'm sure McDonald has a plan, and Deneau's out there to execute that plan as far as the batters go.
2-2. Breaking ball. Kamenowski lifts that one into the outfield. Brooks Stotler chasing after it. So is Wesley Moss, and the diminutive left fielder makes the catch. 57 strand a couple. Blake Adams gets things rolling with a double, but he's left stranded at second. Bottom of 1 coming up. Brock Gilliam on the hill when we return with 57's baseball.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
Welcome back to Swift Current 57's Baseball in Regina. Ryan Schweitzer, Kelly Haraska. 57's and Regina Red Sox. It's a 2-1 lead for Regina in this best-of-3 WMBL Semi Final, so a must-win for Joe Carnahan and the 57's. Brock Gilliam getting set to work here on the mound for Swift Current. This is his first postseason appearance. Gilliam out of Kansas. Looking up his numbers now. Need to get out my bifocals. 16 appearances, 3 starts, 39 and 2/3 innings of work. 38 hits. Oh, you want to give a shout out to Wade there? For sure, go ahead.
People in Swift Current, you know who this guy is.
Wade Jensen, formerly of the Swift Current BPs. There's horse on camera 2 getting in on Wade. Good to see him alive and well here in Regina.
Yeah, helping out. He's a fan of baseball. Went through a couple championships there in Swift Current with us and said hi to him last night.
He was a big supporter of the team when he was the manager of Boston Pizza in Swift Current. Now Regina home for him.
Wade, say hi. You're on the internet.
Good to see Wade there.
Yeah.
Wade was great. You know, I'll never forget the 2006 year. Lethbridge winning there. And the guys got back to Swift about 3 o'clock in the morning. And Wade, I don't know if he'd get in trouble for this. I would think the statute of limitations has run out on this, but just said, come to BP's, boys, and Doors were locked. The public wasn't allowed in, but just had a little party for the boys with the championship trophy as Wesley Moss singles. And the Regina Red Sox have a guy on. So that's the kind of supporter that Wade was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, there he is.
there's Wade right there in your living room. Life's good in Regina?
Not as good as Swift, but it's okay.
Yeah? Not making as much sense?
But don't get me started on that.
Wade's good, man. He's helping out local baseball. That's what he does. That's what he's done.
He's a good guy, asset to any community that he's in right now. Brock Gilliam, native of Kansas, on the mound here, facing Dela Cruz. Just reminiscing about 2006 championship and you unlocking BPs at 3 in the morning for everybody.
We allowed to say that?
Well,
Statute of limitations is out on that. You're not going to get you in trouble?
I'm no longer with them, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Pitcher, Gelson.
The boys get back from Medicine Hat, I believe it was that night.
Lethbridge,
Lethbridge,
yeah.
right. Yeah, oh yeah, I got the call from Medicine Hat.
Yeah? Yeah. Diet Coke and pizza? You gave
Yeah.
us Diet Coke and pizza? That was good, yeah.
And water, lots of water.
Yeah,
Nice
lots
fun
of water.
night.
We're thirsty.
Brock Gilliam, ground ball, potential for 2 here.
Nice.
4, 6,
Nice play.
and 3. That works. Smooth as a bikini wax. Rodriguez.
You got
Hunter.
other in the bag. What's your other saying?
Why does it not surprise me? You know how it was.
All over me. Take care, brother.
Stopping by, Wayne.
Good guy.
4-6-3 double play. Moss is out on the force at second, and Dela Cruz, who is the batter.
Good guy. Very charitable, but never asked for a thank you or anything. Just does it because he knows it's the right thing to do.
And we
in regards to a lot of things.
patronized his establishment a lot. You know, we went out there and he
Defensively,
discounted our meals and whatnot there. At,
Oh, yeah. Back in the day,
Back in the day, it
your
was
playing days, BP's was the place to go.
played some pool.
pitch there called strike.
Hung out. Team was always there. It was good. It was good stuff. It was good times.
Brock Gilliam, I was talking all about him. 40 strikeouts, 39 innings of work, 4-2 on the year with a 4.53 earned run average. He's got the Game 4 start here, and this is a big one for Brock.
1-2 now to count to Joshua Jones. I mentioned Gross is the catcher.
Out of Bayshore, Kansas.
Taking pitches from Brock Gilliam.
There's a, we were talking about this last night, there's a Chinook power plant that's being built just outside of Swift Current, and the company that got the contract for that, Burns McDonnell, and that's a Kansas-based company.
Oh yeah.
So there's all these people from Kansas who are temporarily residing in Swift Current during the 3-year build of this power plant, so they all go to the ball games, and their favorite player is Gilliam because he's a Kansas guy.
Yeah, of course.
So Brock has a lot of fans in Swift Current, a lot of temporary residents that are out working on that gigantic power plant just to the northwest of Swift Current. Ground ball, Ethan Hunter. Tough time on transition from glove to throwing hand, taking that on the run, and it's going to be an infield single for the Regina Red Sox. They got a guy on.
That's
Joshua
a tougher
Jones.
play than it looks when you're at shortstop. That ball kind of, you see it off the bat, and you're kind of trained to do one thing, and then it changes directions, and then you got to change right in the middle of it, and also have to hurry. Right? So, well, this new company you're talking about, maybe they want to build a clubhouse and like some new stands there at the baseball field. We'll call it anything you want,
Well,
guys, if you're listening.
Well, that's happening now, and Wallace Construction in Swift Current, a Swift Current-based company,
I
is.
used to work with Wallace Construction.
Well, you can come help him out with the
Beautiful man.
clubhouse.
Guy's awesome.
Yep,
Guy's
Darryl
awesome.
Wallace, the Wallace family, great community supporters.
Very generous man, very kind man, good family guy, big supporter of Swift Current.
Yep.
I should probably text him or call him, within 20 years of me working with him. So, yeah.
He'll appreciate the shout out on the webcast
Darryl,
nonetheless.
If you're listening, yeah, he was fantastic for sure.
His sons, Jay and Derek, both hard-working guys in town right now, carrying on the tradition. Would have been just kids when you were there. But
They were just kids, yeah, absolutely. I'm old, man.
both are.
Man on first, Langlois is the down.
Phil Langlois at the plate. Brock Gilliam. Ground ball, Hunter to Hopper, and nice throw on target to Keel Crumweedy. And that'll do it. The Regina Red Sox will strand Joshua Jones. 1 inning is in the books. Playoff baseball. A must-win game number 4. Scoreless in Regina.
Regina. We'll be back.
When planning your Swift Current stay, call the Days Inn. Just a short walk from Living Sky Casino and a few minutes from world-class golf, Days Inn offers free Wi-Fi, a continental breakfast to go with newly renovated rooms. Ask about suites with kitchenettes. Unwind in the jacuzzi suite. If you're driving a large truck, no problem. There's lots of free parking. The Days Inn is home to locally renowned meeting and banquet facilities as well. Call 306-773-4623. The Days Inn, the host hotel for the Swift Current 57's. Welcome back to Regina. We're glad that you could join us. Swift Current 57's baseball. A must-win scenario for Swift against Regina. The stat I keep saying is this is it's not an unfamiliar situation for Joe Carnahan as a coach and a couple of his players who were part of last year's team. Swift Current 5-0 last year en route to the championship in must-win games, including a few scenarios in a best-of-5 where they were down 2-1. So...
And you know, Regina's thinking to themselves, like, let's put these guys away. I don't want to go to a game 5. They do not want to go to Swift Current. No, I'm not saying that they don't have a confident clubhouse or anything like that. I'm just saying they don't want to. They want to finish it off tonight, rest up their pitching staff. I understand they're a little bit short in pitching,
and that's the big one.
Get rested. And then you know the league is, you know, it's going to take a few days for the next series to get going.
And resting up pitching, that's the big one, because absolutely. Regina, and every team has gone through this where they lose players over the course of 48 games for whatever reason. Regina's been hit fairly hard this year as well. So
yeah, you know, all the years that I played, it was the same thing. Guys leave, guys get hurt. You know, I always go back and think probably could have won 5 more championships if we would have kept all the guys and not got hurt. But that's, I mean, you look at NHL hockey, or you look at any sport. When you get into playoffs, okay, you've also got to be lucky, right? Mm-hmm. You can't have guys getting hurt at opportune times, and it just can't happen. So.
Wilson delivers, breaking ball. Ethan Hunter to the plate for the 57's. Hunter, Crumweedy, Doki, 6-7-8 here in the batting order. 0-2 count. Hunter, 250, 3 hits, 12 at-bats in this series. That will head into foul territory. Young Reginans will chase that ball down for the fame and notoriety.
And that's the property of the Regina Red Sox. I've heard that on the announcing there. I think you can get $1 or a freezy or
bring
something.
That ball back. I think it's a $1, yep.
Or is it
same rate in Swift?
Used to be a Blue Whale or a Red Hot when I was a kid, right?
Inflation.
Yeah. $1.
There's a shot by Hunter, hit into right field. Joshua Jones from Moreno Valley, California with the catch. Friday night in Regina, Hunter's the beer batter. That's out. Oh, wow. They are hurrying to the beer gardens now. The value-wise fans in Regina.
Save a buck, eh?
Yeah, wow.
Going over to your left, because they're all heading to the beer shack.
Well, at least they didn't pick the local kid this time.
No, I can't believe that.
Just to give
Look at that.
Put some perspective on it. Not only were I playing
I just make everybody in the lineup the beer batter or sell cheap beer all night. Like, look at this.
Man, look at this. What do we got, a softball team here or something? Who are these guys? Oh, we don't have them on camera. There's a crew over there. It looks like they're here to have a good time.
So the
get camera 2 on that, yeah.
The Rider game was on.
Sorry, boys. Your wife don't know you're here tonight. That crew right there, they're here to have a good time, watch a ball game. They're
Ground
a team
ball,
of some sort.
Hunt, or Crumweedy rather. 6-3. Keel grounds out.
First baseman number 6.
Maybe they're a local men's hockey team or something, the .08s or something.
The rally for Swift Current in the game last
They
night.
still do that, men's hockey?
You always see a few of the 08 jerseys in the
Right, yeah.
the rec hockey.
Yeah.
Jared Doki to the plate, number 8 hitter in the batting order. Catcher Ryan Gross is on deck. Kyle Wilson, 2 down here, top of 2, breaking ball. Of course, up here in Canada as well, this is also the Friday before a long weekend, so everybody here's really ready to kick up their heels and have a good time.
People are down there at Pasqua Lake, water skiing.
Well, back home, the landing in Lac Pelche will be busy.
That
Is
ball's crushed.
Doki, fly ball into left center, and Wesley Moss, who's just greasy fast, gets to that ball and makes the catch. That's a great play in left.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought the ball was hit a lot better than what I saw. So it sounded good off the bat. Kind of hung up a little bit there in the gap. That's pretty deep out there in left center.
Bottom of 2 coming up, still scoreless in Regina.
At the Hearing Place, we're making a positive difference in the lives of our clients' hearing health. We are a full-time, fully licensed hearing health care facility. Our goal is to improve and maintain our clients' hearing health with personal attention and ongoing support. As an audiologist with more than 15 years experience, I work with clients of all ages, including toddlers and newborns. This is not only my vocation, but my passion. When you come into the Hearing Place, you will receive a complete diagnostic hearing evaluation using state-of-the-art equipment. We talk about the specific reasons for your visit and the hearing situations you find most difficult. We then discuss the hearing options that are right for you, your budget, and your lifestyle. The end goal is to ensure you leave with the knowledge and confidence about your future of hearing health. The Hearing Place. For more information, visit www.thehearingplace.ca.
Well, hope everything's going well wherever you may be. Heading into the weekend. The Friday prior to August long weekend here in Canada.
Yeah, that's true. I guess
I know a lot of our American friends joining us. Friends and family of players for both teams. We're happy to have you along for the ride here. Friday before a long weekend, and Regina on the cusp of advancing to round 2. So it's a lively bunch here at Curry Field in Regina. Brock Gilliam trying to break hearts and silence the hometown fans here on the mound for the 57's. First pitch just misses. Deneau, Crossman, Hunt due up for the Red Sox. Here in the bottom of 2, Gilliam called strike on the fastball. 1-1 the count now. It's Ryan Schweitzer bringing you the play-by-play, and Kelly Haraska in color. 1-1 count here to Gilliam. Deneau, Crossman, Hunt star up here.
Of course, he had the
Gilliam,
big grand slam last night.
2-1. Matt Deneau, a huge difference maker 24 hours ago in that game number 3 with that grand slam home run.
I was just down at ground level. He's a big dude.
Deneau?
Big physical guy, yeah.
He lifts weights.
Yeah, he knows where the gym is.
Steady diet of fastballs for Deneau, and he'll take first base. Crossman to the plate.
And Deneau should expect that tonight. You know, after hitting that, it was kind of a frisbee slider there, hitting it out of the park for the grand slam.
Yeah.
I'd say challenge him with fastballs until he proves it otherwise.
He heads to first base. Credit the 57's battling back after that grand slam. That put them in the hole 5-0 at the time. They would eventually fall behind 7-0 before battling back. There's some resiliency in this dugout.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I wasn't feeling it up here after that grand slam. Like I don't know about you. I know you gotta keep it moving forward, and
fluidity of Rodriguez and Hunter once again on display as Hunter showcases some extreme smoothness there.
Yeah, if you're going to dial up a double play ground ball, that was it right there for the people at home. Nice one hopper right in the guts. Flip it over. Bang, double play. Game seems easy sometimes, doesn't it?
It looks easy from here, but I know it isn't down there.
Yeah. Looks like it hurts to me. Shoulder, hands, hamstrings.
And foul balls off yourself, which is what Danny Hunt just did there.
Yeah.
Okotoks is in Edmonton. They're still scoreless in the bottom of the second at Remax.
Ryan Gross catching tonight, drawing into the lineup for the 57's. Brock Gilliam throwing to the before-mentioned Gross. Keel Crumweedy at first. Rubin at second. Ethan Hunter at short. Jared Doki at third. Outfield is Miles Miller in left. Blake Adams in center. Nick Conyas in right. No Bo McClintock this game, who was playing first base. Bo with a lower body malady that has affected him to the point where he'll sit this one out in the dugout here, but maybe brought in to pinch it later on in a retro Kirk Gibson type situation on one leg.
Yeah, and I thought, Bo's a tough guy to lose for a game if it is due to an injury or we're trying to get him some rest or something like that. Looked like he was still trying to battle last night a little bit. He got himself a hit and an RBI or something last night too.
Well, he came up big late in the game when the 57's needed him to in that ninth inning.
Absolutely.
Hunt is going to drill that towards Regina's bullpen, a ball most foul. Pretty full house on hand here tonight.
I'd expect more, but like you said, there's a long weekend going here, and I know Canadians like to be outdoors when it's a long weekend.
There are many beautiful lakes in Saskatchewan and nearby Manitoba.
Mosquitoes are down this year, so people are out at the lake, camping.
It's been a fantastic summer in that regard. I mean, you always want a little bit more moisture because farming and agriculture drives the economic engine up here, so to speak. But yeah, the lack of mosquitoes has been dynamite. Ground ball, Jared Doki, and yeah, that's a tough play to make. You got to barehand it and make that throw in one motion. Infield single by Hunt. Big fan of the swinging bunt. It always seems to be effective.
Yeah, that's a do or die play right there. He's playing deep. Playing deep with 2 outs, 2 strikes. He was in the right position. That was just he had to take a shot. It didn't work out.
We are the 57's Homer broadcast here, but if I was a Red Sox fan, I'd love this guy, Brooks Stotler. Big contributor last night, 8-hole hitter, 3 hits.
Yeah, these guys were big time last night, yeah.
Bottom of the order came up big last night for Regina in that 10-9 W.
But now there's expectations on him now, right?
Yep.
That's the thing about hitting 8-hole, and I'm not saying just because you're hitting 8-hole that you can't hit. That's not what I'm saying. But all of a sudden, you have a game. You have a game 8-hole like he had last night, coming up big. Now there's some expectations that creep in his head. Whatever he was doing last night, he should just stick to that.
Check swing by Stotler. They appeal to the second base umpire, who called it a strike, much to the ire of a few locals here. So nothing in 2 the count with 2 down.
And honestly, I don't think he went, but that was just me.
What's that?
Did you think he went? Do you think he swung?
I think he went.
Oh, yeah?
I think so. No third base umpire tonight. It's the 3-man crew, so it's a tough call for the second base umpire to make. He definitely went around on that one. And 1 is left stranded. 2 innings in the books. Playoff baseball type feel to this one tonight. Still scoreless in Regina.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
When you need to unwind, visit Smiley's Lounge at the Days Inn Swift Current. Smiley's offers daily food specials and a full menu. Ask about their daily homemade soup and a wide variety of wings. Need something to go? Visit their off sale, selling cold beer, hard liquor, wine and coolers, and all the ice you need. Need takeout or a catering service? Call 306-778-4600. Smiley's Lounge, North Service Road East, Swift Current. Welcome back to Swift Current 57's Baseball. Ryan Schweitzer, Kelly Haraska, Swift Current Baseball.
Legend.
I keep saying legend, yeah.
Nah.
Prompt on that.
Let's go on this song right now. Let's take a poll, online poll. Can you guys hear this song?
Got the Bruno Mars pumping here in Regina.
It's a good jam, like this part right here, to like bring it back. Oh.
You know, one thing I want to ask you about. You know what? I'll let you enjoy
yeah.
Bruno Mars. We can get to that later.
Jam,
we can talk about other things all night long. We still got a plethora of innings left to go here. But the 57's move, we talked about this last night, but the audio wasn't working on the webcast, so that fantastic conversation was all for naught. So we'll do it again, hopefully as good as the first time that nobody heard. But second year as the Swift Current 57's. You played multiple years, more than a decade, with the Swift Current Indians, as Ryan Gross gets set to hit here, 9-1-2 for the 57's. What were your thoughts, A, when you first heard that they were changing the name, fly ball to right field, when you first heard they were changing the name, and then your reaction to what the name change was?
Yeah, no, we did talk about this last night. So behind the scenes, behind all that, and I'm just pervious to this information just because I know Joe, I know Marv, I know Cole Armstrong has kind of been involved in this. He's professor over at San Jose State, and he teaches about like this type of stuff.
And a Swift Current.
Yeah,
alum.
Swift Current alum from Swift Current. It's been talked about for years, and my wishes, my whole thing is if you're going to do something, do it, and figure it out later. Like why wait? And especially in a situation like this. So the second part of that question is like, what did I think of the name? I thought it was a great name. We talked about it last night. I was like, hey, how about the Duncairn pickerels? Right? That's what Canadians call walleye.
Yeah.
And even now when I say that, I'm embarrassed that I even thought of that. But I thought, well, maybe something fun would be good. But
there was a lot of fish names brought forth.
Walleyes, northern pikes, whatever.
Ground ball, Adams. That's a fair ball. Sorry, more on that in just a sec, Horse. Adams, multiple base situation here. He's going to stand up at second with a double. And Blake Adams, 2 at-bats, 2 doubles. If Swift is going to be successful tonight, Adams has to contribute, and he has with 2 big hits tonight. We'll let you finish that thought, Horse.
Well, I'll just say about Adams, if you're going to win elimination games, you got to have your guys step up, and clearly he's here to play, and so hopefully someone jumps on his back and contributes or knocks him in. So we'll go back to so when I heard the 57's, I know Cole Armstrong was kind of into that, did some research, and it seemed to be about the number 57 years at the point when they're going to change the name. 57 years that Swift Current's been involved in that kind of baseball. I know it's got a longer history than that. And I know personally, I really wanted
Nick Conyers,
big time.
Jones is going to charge it. They're waving Adams around.
Adams heading home. Throw is late. Blake scores. Nick Conyers comes up big, pulling one to right field. Adams brought in this time around. He was left stranded the last time he hit a double. Conyers scores him 1-0 Swift here in the third.
That's exactly what it is. Adams going to do what he's going to do, and you need guys to knock him in. And Conyers has been here before, and he knows what he needs to do.
A big game player. Anyway, 57's name. 1-0 Swift right now.
So I really liked it. It's simple. It's historic. I like the color scheme. We talked about.
Bunt just rolls foul.
We talked about the color scheme from last night. There's a lot of red and blues. It's pretty classic color, the navy and the reds and stuff like that, and the blues. Saskatchewan is green, right?
Yep.
So
And there was no green in the league.
Right, yeah, and I think it was perfect.
Dearly loved.
Uniforms look sharp. I guess everyone has strong opinions one way or the other about the
jumpsuits.
about the orange jumpsuits. But you know what? Down on the field level, I warmed up to them a little bit. Online, they really it's
Ground ball. Rodriguez singles, advancing Conyers to second.
it's more appealing live. I guess it pops. It looks sharp. You know.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I can see how it's not for everybody.
Yeah, when you see it online, it's not. It doesn't look as good as it does live. So, you know, and then with me, this isn't to disrespect any of the historic Indians teams, but I know when I was in Bakersfield, I have a plethora of Indians gear, and I basically gave it all away.
Really?
So, yeah, I just didn't. I just never, even before the name change, I just didn't feel good about wearing it. You know, just trying to be. You know, there's a lot of talk in international media.
Runners are going to advance here. A one hopper that got away from the catcher in the 57's, threatening to add more here to this 1-0 lead. Runners on at second and third now with Miles Miller at the plate. So Swift Current Indian hoodies, you probably had a pile of them.
You know, I had a few. Pullovers, and I had T-shirts and all kinds of stuff. I think I kept, like, I had some original ones that I had from years and years ago. I just kind of kept them kind of in a drawer, like maybe one or two. But I had so much stuff. I just gave it away kind of to charity organization in the United States, from the people in the United States. It's Goodwill that I gave it away to. I just didn't really feel good about wearing, you know, Indians across the chest anymore. And I was proud to play for the team. I was, you know, of course, I lived and died this organization for a lot of years. But it was time for a change, and I'm yet to have a 57's T-shirt, and I'll be.
Yeah, well, we gotta hook you up because
I'll be glad to wear that, and I'll pay for it. I don't need it. I don't play anymore, so I'm a fan.
I've always said that if there was a Swift Current WMBL Mount Everest, you, Joe, Conrad, Funk, and Harv would be the guys there. So I think you've earned a T-shirt. So we'll find a way. We'll find a way to hook you up.
I think Joe promised me a hat at least. So my dad got one last night.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Those hats are hard to come by.
Not to give him one. He was standing right in the dugout last night.
We can't keep those hats in the souvenir booth in Swift.
Right.
Like, we weren't even sure we'd have enough for players this year. The way they've been selling in the souvenir booth.
No, it's good. It's unique, right?
Walk for Miles, and that loads the bases for Ben Kamenowski. A chance for the local boy, who statistically has been the 57's strongest hitter this series, to step up and do some damage. 1-0, the 57's lead it here in the top of the third, hungry for more.
This would be great. Hometown kid playing for Swift, come in here and just stick a dagger here in the third inning.
Well, there's no daggers in this series. No lead is safe, as we've seen.
Yeah, correct.
It would certainly be a boost for the 57's if Ben could make something happen here. Every game this series has featured a substantial come from behind. 4 games in game 1. Kamenowski up the middle, and Hunt steps on second and orchestrates a double play.
I thought I was getting through there, Swites.
It looked good off the bat head, but
yeah.
Danny Hunt, a great job by the shortstop there to grab that, step on the base, and get the 6-3 double play. Unfortunately, 3 are left stranded, but 1 comes in to score. 3 57 hits in the top of the third inning. Bottom of 3 coming up, Brock Gilliam and the 57's with a 1-0 lead.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
And now, a message from your stomach.
Hey,
Hey, the workday's over and it's time to eat, and I need some real good food. Some real good food from Houston Pizza. They've got savory ribs, souvlaki, steak, chicken, Greek or Caesar salad, and of course, that delicious pizza. Everything's made fresh daily. For dine-in, pickup, or delivery at Houston Pizza, you get real good food.
Houston Pizza's got lots of real good food.
Red Sox designated hitter number 8, Adam.
We're back here. Just got to do a quick Jay and Dan, you blew it type segment here. I was talking. Well, I was talking about. I should have said the Mount Rushmore, but I said the Mount Everest. I mean, the mountain with faces in it is Mount Rushmore, not Mount Everest. And I said the Mount Everest of Swift Current baseball would have you, Joe, Conrad, and Harv on it. So corrected here by a member of the esteemed media in Regina, Jeff DeDecker. Very esteemed. This is Wolf leading off for the Regina squad here, number 9 hitter, who played in Game 2. Top of the order on deck, Wolf representing number 9 in the batting order, looking for his first hit of the series. He played Game 2 in Swift Current. Didn't play last night, so playing in Games 2 and 4, getting 1 and 3 off. Dangerous Wesley Moss on deck. Wolf, a big hack with cruel intentions, and Gilliam gets him.
And this is good. Like you see, he makes a strikeout right now, and Swift Current's on the balls of their feet right now, throwing the ball around. They're looking confident. It's good. Kind of let Wilson off the hook there a little bit with loaded bases last inning, but they're feeling good right now. But like you said, I mean, we're scoring tons of runs in this game, so we're in it for the long haul here.
Moss swings out of his shoes almost to that offering from Brock Gilliam. What have you seen so far from the Swift Current right-hander on the mound, Gilliam out of Kansas?
Yeah, you know what? He's getting 2 innings. He's had double plays. He's getting pitches when he needs them, and the ball's down just like that. Ground balls.
For 3, down goes the pesky Wesley Moss. Gilliam's 38th pitch of the game. To get through 2 2/3, pretty efficient pitch usage for Gilliam.
Yeah, absolutely. Like last inning, he walked the leadoff guy, and then he got a ground ball for a double play. Those are always confidence boosters.
Adam De La Cruz, a thorn in the side of the 57 so far in this playoff series, hitting .467 through games 1, 2, and 3. Regina with a 2-1 series lead here. Swift Current trying to stave off elimination.
Glad to have you along with us here on the web.
Here in Regina. We'll do a refresh here on the out-of-town scoreboard and see what's going on elsewhere in the mighty Wimble. Okotoks and Edmonton scoreless in the top of the 4th at Remax Field. Medicine Hat leading Lethbridge 3-1 in Lethbridge. A Med Hat win advances them to the next round. And Weyburn up on Moose Jaw 2-0 in the 4th. A Weyburn Beaver win, and that punches their ticket to the WMBL semifinals as well. Edmonton up on Okotoks 2-1 as well in that series. That game once again scoreless in the top of the 4th inning. Here we are in the bottom of 3, 1-0 lead for Swift Current over Regina. Swift Current trying to fourth a 5th and deciding game, which would happen tomorrow night, 7:05 at Mitchell Field.
Might have to show up to that one if it happens.
Well, make it happen. I mean, team bus heading back tonight, so are Christina and I in the Snow Streaker Mobile. You can hop in with us as De La Cruz is going to hit a shot to Miles Miller in left. Hits the brakes at first as Miller was able to zero in on that ball and get it in. Single for De La Cruz with 2 outs. Can ride with us. We'll have a stop at the Flying J in Moose Jaw on the way home to get a gas station burrito. It'll be great.
I'll have to ask permission from my wife and kids. Maybe not tonight, but I'll see you tomorrow afternoon for pregame coffee, maybe over at the Tim Hortons.
Well, that'll work.
Yeah.
So they're not anxious to get rid of you.
They'd probably agree to me going with you. Actually. Correct.
Joshua Jones showed bunt with 2 down and a runner on at first. That offering from Gilliam was up off the glove of Ryan Gross. Gross, a fundamentally sound defensive catcher for the 57s out of the beautiful city of Spokane, Washington.
To the left side of the infield or the outfield, like shortstop, third.
1-0 pitch, Gilliam.
And then they would have the lefty hitter Phil Langlois coming up next.
That gets a piece of the bat of Joshua Jones.
To the batter, Joshua Jones.
1-1 the count here with 2 down.
It's not a bad idea to put De La Cruz in motion here.
Whether just like last.
It's kind of win-win. If he gets caught, you got Jones leading off the next inning, or he steals base, gets in scoring position.
And the ball getting away from Keel Crumweedy, and it takes a advantageous hop. But scampering to second base is De La Cruz. So E1, De La Cruz to 2. 1-0 lead, 57's here in the bottom of the third. Blake Adams doubling and then hammered home by Nick Kanyas in the top of this inning.
To me, there's nothing worse as a pitcher, nobody at first base and someone on second base. I don't know why that rattled my chain the most.
So far, slow going.
Leadoff doubles, pretty much the worst. I'd almost see a guy hit a home run off being a leadoff than hit a double, because it's just.
Well, the home run is over with.
Taxing.
Yep, the home run is over with. It's done. He's back in the dugout, and
that guy's bouncing around out there, and you're like, oh, if they get a base hit, they're gonna score, and you know that's just that was my mind thought out there.
Gilliam, close eye at De La Cruz at second. That's fouled towards the 57's dugout. And Deuce is wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Phil Langlois on deck for Regina.
Langlois got some.
He'll get set up again.
He's got some nice facial hair for baseball now.
That is fantastic.
That is. Yeah, if I could grow that at his age, I would have.
Red Sox.
I couldn't.
1-0, trying to get one across.
He's in the on-deck area right now, Langlois. There's a fly ball, center field. Blake Adams makes the catch. And De La Cruz ends up stranded. Langlois and his fantastic facial hair will lead off for Regina in the bottom of the fourth, but in the more immediate future, top of 4 and Swift on the sticks coming up.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
Welcome back to Swift Current 57's Baseball in Regina. Ryan Schweitzer and Kelly Haraska bringing you the play-by-play and color commentary here. 57's in a must-win situation against the Regina Red Sox. Swift ready to take to the sticks here in the top of the 4th inning. So far
nice
for
game
Kyle
going
Wilson.
here.
Yeah, 3 innings of work for Kyle Wilson. 4 hits, 1 earned run, striking out 1 and walking 1. Finish that thought. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, I was just gonna, no, it's okay. Maybe I was out of turn. Sound defense, making some plays. It's good. Maybe this one will be tight, but then again, maybe we're expecting 18 runs tonight.
Well, there's been big innings in this series in each game. There's been the multiple run inning. Going to get a close-up of Phil Langlois here. We were touching on his fantastic face fungus moments ago. He's got the Fu Manchu going.
In an elimination game, this is what I've always thought about, and I know Harv and I used to talk about this back in the day when I played, and Joe. When you're in an elimination game, sometimes you get thoughts in your head creeping up that, I didn't truly understand this, now that I'm an older man and I don't play baseball anymore. I have really fond memories of playing these games, and these guys maybe don't.
Fly ball, right field, Joshua Jones, Ethan Hunter going opposite field into the glove of Jones, one down. You were saying?
I was going to say that some of these guys out there maybe don't fully understand how fortunate they are to have played competition like this in these cities and playing in Canada, particularly for the U.S. born players, to experience things like this. And when they're in their 40s, they're going to look back on it and they're going to look fondly upon this. They'll forget about the bickering between teammates. They'll forget about losses. You never forget about winning,
for sure.
But the relationships that you form on teams like this, they just live with you forever, and it's amazing. And for me to be sitting here in my mid 40s, looking at these young guys, I know in their mind, and I was their age too, that I kind of took it for granted. But I think that's how life is anyway. But these were great times.
For sure. Keel Crumweedy striking out here. And in some cases, maybe remember things better than they were, but that's okay.
Absolutely.
To remember it that way too.
Whoever tells the story gets to tell the story. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
That's how it goes. That's human nature.
We talked about this last night, but again, we had audio issues, so I don't think people heard it. How many seasons did you play in Swift Current? And this is before this was a straight summer collegiate league. So
14 summers. Yeah, the first summer was just to pick up for playoffs when you could do that, bring you in.
Yep.
I remember pitching a game in the finals against Kindersley there, and then played some third base and stuff. And I left Regina. I was like that fella from Regina that's playing for Swift Current. I just played partial season. I was playing some junior baseball here in Regina, and then the next year I felt fortunate that they asked me back, and there was no turning back. So, and then Regina had a team, over the years that I played, and I had people ask me. They're like, you wouldn't go back to Regina and play? And I'm like, absolutely not. Not that I don't like Regina, it's my hometown.
But a testament to, what Harv Martinez was doing at the time, and, you had teammates, guys that were coming back. Kelly Hoffer, I know, a close personal friend of yours over the years. Joe Carnahan, coach now, who is probably the main reason you're at the ballpark here, a chance to hang with Joe.
Well, and you too. I've enjoyed. We have some history doing radio, and we have we've had some good times on there. Maybe we went a little too far sometimes.
Yeah,
but
maybe
it was always a good time.
Maybe a little too much fun, but
or whatever.
Recall a game in Saskatoon. Well, there was a game in Saskatoon. The statute of limitations is out on this story. It's all good. Doki out in front of that off-speed pitch, and that'll do it
at the break.
We'll come back and talk about that. In any event, 1-0 the 57's lead it. They'll try and keep it that way. Bottom of 4, straight ahead.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
Welcome back to Regina. Brian Schweitzer, Kelly Haraska. Enjoying your stay up here in Canada because we have ketchup chips, which isn't a luxury that you have in Bakersfield where you now reside, eh?
Eatmore's and Mars bars too. Yeah, my daughter was talking about Mars bars.
I didn't realize Eatmore was a Canada exclusive.
It's a great bar.
Oh,
Eatmore's fantastic. I just didn't realize you couldn't get them in the States.
To you American folks that are maybe planning a trip, if one of these teams
Well, one will advance.
One will advance. So if there's some American people listening, to
and
this
there's
one,
lots.
Yeah, for sure. You got to come up here and check out the Canadian candy. I think it's better than the American candy. I'm telling you.
Yeah. States does have Applejack cereal though. That's a solid.
They do. They don't have that here.
No.
Oh, they outlawed it.
And Blue Moons.
Blue Moons.
We got Belgian Moon beer up here, but Blue Moons.
Oh,
Blue Moons is solid.
Yeah, I'm okay. With
Generally,
that.
I prefer Canadian beer, but
they have Molson Canadian.
Blue Moons is solid. The Coors Banquet coming to Canada was big as well. Here's Phil Langlois to the plate. We've touched on his facial hair. Now we'll see what we can do with the lumber here as he swings and misses at that Brock Gilliam offering. Before commercial, we were talking about that game in Saskatoon. You were still playing. You were suspended for whatever reason.
Yeah, I can't remember, and those are the things that you forget, right? So then you invited me up for the radio, and Saskatoon thought they'd sell us some beers.
They sold us a few. Well, I remember that. We go to do our player of the game interviews after the game, and we each had one per inning. Yeah, Brendan Peterson had a solid game, and he was just a rookie back then.
Yeah.
And
I still
he came up to a broadcast.
It was loaded bases hit, basically to go ahead in the game, and won the game, and we had a good time. And
at the old Cairns Field, he comes up to a broadcast booth, and there was 18 empties in there because we each had one over 9 innings.
It's fun.
Yeah.
There's strike 3 to Langlois, but the ball gets away from Gross. He makes the throw on first.
Good thing you were buying, because I was on a straight radio salary back in the day. So
it was back before I had kids, I think. I could afford to buy a Canadian round maybe now and again.
Yeah, well, I was in radio. I couldn't.
Yeah.
Matt Deneau at the plate.
Now you're making the big bucks, eh? Snow streaker.
Oh, just rolling it.
Yeah. I
Rolling
mean,
VIP.
so busy. If you're a business out there listening to this, you better call Ryan right away, because he's a busy guy.
Just happy to be part of it all.
Oh.
And you know what? This is great. Like the opportunity to be able to do this, and a big thanks to the Swift Current 57's again for working out a deal that allow us to cover their road games and all of their playoff games. Enjoy this. It's a great opportunity to see the prairies. Being around the young guys keeps you young again, as Matt Deneau skies one into center field, where awaiting Blake Adams will absorb that baseball into leather. That is out number 2 here of the bottom of the 4th. 57 still with a 1-0 lead.
Well, and I'm sure there's some people that appreciate your webcast here. It's great for the American families that are, down in Texas, Florida, wherever they come from, United States or other countries. And we're talking about this before the game. Like,
you can see the Red Sox.
You were not a baseball guy, but I think you do a fantastic job calling baseball games.
Well, it's fun. And, getting to be good friends with Joe over the years as well. You and Joe really, there was this clueless guy. And back then, you guys had the 15-passenger vans, not the bus. The bus, right?
No.
So there was this clueless
trailer too. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and there was this clueless radio guy suddenly on the vans with you guys, and you could have certainly tuned out the noise, but always appreciated you guys making me a part of things.
No, it's good.
Yep.
Like we
Good
talked
times.
about, it was all of this is about relationships. Like what I was saying about some of these young guys on the field tonight. Like they don't realize, how important those relationships are, and particularly with billets has a lot to do with it. Families accept them into their families, and you become part of it, and it's a lifelong.
Eric Crossman fly ball right field into the glove of Nick Conyas. Another quick inning for Brock Gilliam here. 59 pitches to get through 4. More of the Swift Current 57's webcast coming up. 4 innings in the books. Top of 5 coming up. 1-0 lead. The Swift Current 57's leading the Regina Red Sox.
Down by 1 as they take to the field.
Back after this.
When you're playing, you want to
When planning your Swift Current stay, call the Days Inn. Just a short walk from Living Sky Casino and a few minutes from world-class golf, Days Inn offers free Wi-Fi, a continental breakfast to go with newly renovated rooms. Ask about suites with kitchenettes. Unwind in the jacuzzi suite. If you're driving a large truck, no problem. There's lots of free parking. The Days Inn is home to locally renowned meeting and banquet facilities as well. Call 306-773-4623. The Days Inn, the host hotel for the Swift Current 57's.
And we're back. Stretching across North America with Channel 57 and our webcast here from Regina. Must win for Swift Current. 1-0 lead here. You know, your assessment of this game so far. Ryan Schweitzer along with Kelly Haraska.
Yeah, it's tight. I mean, balls are being caught, ground balls are being picked up. That's quite different from the first 3 games that we saw here. It's actually kind of fun. I don't want it to end. I want it to keep going. I want a game 5. Sorry, Regina. No, I'm not apologizing for that. You know,
well, we're the 57's Homer broadcast.
Yeah,
we make no
right.
bones about that.
Right. But I'm in their broadcast booth, so I don't want to get hit in the back of the head with a Coke can or something, you know.
Ryan Gross leading off for the 57s here. Swift Current trying to force a Game 5 tomorrow night in Swift Current at Mitchell Field.
Umpires are unnoticeable tonight, which is good.
You know what? Great game. That's a great point.
Right. A lot of balls in play, though, tonight. Right.
Yeah, neither pitcher, Brock Gilliam, we just touched on it, 58 pitches to get through 4. Top of the 5 now, and Ryan Gross fouls that off. Await official pitch count numbers here for Regina starter Kyle Wilson. We'll wait for that data to become available for us. Gross fouling that first one off. Top of the order coming up in Blake Adams, who is 2 for 2 with a pair of doubles and a run scored. Adams, a leader in that Swift Current 57's dugout. He's a leader vocally, but he's led by example tonight, Horse.
Yeah, absolutely. He's kind of been the spark tonight for 1 run.
And that was pitch number 60 for Wilson. 6-0. Kyle Wilson. So far, 4 innings of work, 4 hits, 1 earned run, striking out 3 and walking 1, and now he has struck out 4 as Gross takes a big cut and misses. Top of the order, and Blake Adams to the plate. Adams 2 doubles tonight. Curious to see what he has for this exchange with Wilson, 3rd time around. Adams, the native of Longview, Texas, who broke the 57's franchise record for home runs last year, hitting 12.
Yeah,
Bo McClintock broke that record this year. But
Wilson's on the mound right now. He's looking confident, but right now he's thinking, how do I get this guy out?
Well, he tries a breaking ball that Blake is going to hit into foul territory.
And sometimes that can work against you. So you grip your curveball a little too tight. You can spin it off and hang it a little bit. It's tough to hit regardless. So, you know, if I was telling young guys to pitch, I mean, like, just make your pitches. If he beats you, he beats you. Don't try to do what you can't do.
A 1-hopper just before the oblong painted batter's box here in Regina. 1-1 count.
It's getting scratched out, and that's good news because looked like that guy from the city of Regina was looking to hit the pub early.
With the mayor in attendance, he did not bring his A game, the city employee, on the batter's box. Rest of the field looks good, though.
Oh, yeah. Field looks great. Got some good lines in the infield. I'm sure you can see that on the camera today.
They jump out at you.
Yeah, they do.
2-1 count.
And the Red Sox are trailing, so they just might have to ask his worship to head home early. The mayor's just
pitch outside. Couple good takes for Blake Adams. Wilson around the plate against a dangerous hitter in Adams.
Yeah, steady diet of breaking pitches here. A little bit short.
Nick Conyers
Adams is quite really patient, really specific on one pitch right here.
3-1. Adams ground ball through the 5-6 gap.
And it was good contact. He didn't quite get extended on the pitch, but made good contact. Good hard ground ball through the 5-6 hole.
It's a good piece of hitting by Blake as he took a few pitches. It's a long schedule that's bound to happen at least once. A good piece of hitting by Blake.
Folks out there, we have a minute delay. We could cut that off, but we're not going to.
Yeah.
Back to the summer of 2015 when he finished 10 games under 500. When they didn't win the
Adams on at first. And Conyers puts lumber to baseball. However, he put it right where Joshua Jones was standing. Adams will retreat back to first base.
Second baseman, number 1, Ruben Rodriguez.
I like Adams being aggressive here, trying to get the second base in this situation. He kind of he's got 3 hits. He's the guy that's getting on base. There's no sense him standing at first base. Even like I've said this even about Regina, if he gets thrown out at second base, it's not even that big of a deal. There's really no good reason for him to be standing at first base at this point.
Well, let's see what happens here. Wilson with his back to Adams. Home plate umpire calls time. Rodriguez to the plate. Ruben.
And the 57's are up by 1 run, so it's be aggressive.
1-0, top of 5. Each team has had their share of big innings in this series, and you have to wonder if the floodgates are going to open again. Kyle Wilson and Brock Gilliam both pitching well. The Game 4 starters in this one.
A certain amount of intensity by these two pitchers.
Tonight, probably because of the laundry situation. Check the runner again.
Quick tag applied to Adams at first.
First base umpire Ron Schuchuk.
Whenever I played, I always looked at like base runners if they change their body posture and stuff. I'm trying to check stuff out with Adams. Sometimes guys like to fake, like, oh, I'm just gonna stand here, and then they take off.
And Adams is taking off. Throw to second, off target into the outfield. Adams, who slid in, not in a good place to get up and scamper to third, but a swipe bag for Balake.
And I didn't want to say, but Adams was kind of standing there like, I'm not going anywhere.
Yep.
It's almost like a reverse deke, or a deke or whatever it is. So he's causing no alarm out there, and then he takes off. So. But that's a good aggressive play. That's a good time for a steal. You're up by 1. Get on second base.
Adams 0 to 60 in a hurry. Now runner in scoring position for Ruben. Breaking ball. Low and away. 1-1 the count. Miles Miller on deck.
Weapon on the base pass for them as well. He had 13 stolen bases in just 16 games played.
Lights on here at Curry Field.
During the regular season.
There's Blake Adams over the shoulder of starter Kyle Wilson. Right-handed pitcher out of Flagstaff, Arizona. That pitch drifts outside. 3-1 now. Count to Ruben. Or 2-1 rather.
It's nice if Ruben just kind of goes the other way. It's like they're filling him up with some breaking pitches. Just go the other way. Take what the pitcher gives you. Dump it out in right field there.
3-0-9 to right field as Ruben. Another pitch outside. Righty on righty matchup.
Ruben Rodriguez. Rodriguez has a couple of RBIs in this series.
Had to clear my throat there. Excuse me.
3-1 to Ruben.
With Blake Adams in scoring position.
Miles Miller on deck.
And that one's low for ball.
Ruben takes ball 4. Good at bat for Rodriguez. Walked in 5.
Left fielder, number 22, Miles Miller.
And now Miles Miller. Miller, another fantastic athlete for the 57's.
Yeah, this is a tough part to get through Swift's lineup. You got Ruben that was hot when they brought him in. Adams clearly is doing his thing tonight. Hopefully his teammates are taking note and want to contribute. Then you got this guy, not good enough to be on the first team All-Star, but lead the league in hitting.
League batting champ, yeah. Miles Miller.
That crazy. Huh? Miles is the name, right?
Miles Miller from Windsor, Ontario. Breaking ball to Miles, righty on lefty.
Miles, you're the first team All-Star in our eyes.
Well, league batting championship.
Yeah, usually those guys are first team All-Star. I don't know who counted the votes, but they need to figure it out.
Well,
I thought that was you.
No, my buddy was here. I would have fired back if it was me.
Well, they vote per position. So the votes come in per position, and that's where you have an opportunity where a guy can run twice, like Nate DeChain did in Okotoks. And it comes down to, Miles Miller, maybe the Rodney Dangerfield of the league, just not having that level of respect that some others do, because it was voted on by coaches and officials from around the league. So for whatever reason,
well, there's certain guys that don't need to be voted on. and he would be one. You know, he's going to have his name on the batting title, but not on the first team All-Star. But that doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
I think what
we're
may
just
have
making
happened
funnies right now, right?
And I think what may have happened with Miles, seriously though, like making serious of a fun situation, 3-1 count right now. I think with Miles is he only got the minimum number of plate appearances to qualify for the batting championship late in the season.
That could be
so
too,
he flew under the radar most
Yeah.
of the year, and then all of a sudden, with 4 games left in the year, bam, Miles Miller's the league's best hitter out of nowhere.
You can feel the energy. It's quieted down that you can even hear the crying baby in the background. Here's a ground ball.
Ground ball, Miles.
He's going to get the shutout.
4-3, and that'll do it. 57 strand a couple here. Bottom of 5 coming up, but it is still a 1-0 57's lead. Back with more for you shortly.
At the Hearing Place, we're making a positive difference in the lives. At the Hearing Place, we're making a positive difference in the lives of our clients' hearing health. We are a full-time, fully licensed hearing health care facility. Our goal is to improve and maintain our clients' hearing health with personal attention and ongoing support. As an audiologist with more than 15 years' experience, I work with clients of all ages, including toddlers and newborns. This is not only my vocation, but my passion. When you come into the Hearing Place, you will receive a complete diagnostic hearing evaluation using state-of-the-art equipment. We talk about the specific reasons for your visit and the hearing situations you find most difficult. We then discuss the hearing options that are right for you, your budget, and your lifestyle. The end goal is to ensure you leave with the knowledge and confidence about your future of hearing health. The Hearing Place. For more information, visit www.thehearingplace.ca.
Welcome back. Swift Current 57's baseball. Brock Gilliam on the mound. Gilliam, 4 innings of work, allowing 4 hits, striking out 3 and walking 1.
No, this game's going too fast. I'm having a good time here. I don't want it to end.
Yeah, just over an hour 20 into this one, and already the bottom of the 5th. Danny Hunt's walk-up music is so good, we're just going to keep it going here through the first pitch of the at-bat. Stink eye from the home plate umpire. It's a good jam. Fly ball, and that could be trouble. That's going to land fair. Nick Conyas digs that out of the corner.
Nice
Hunt
throw.
galloping to second base. Good throw by Conyas, but not in time. Hunt doubles. And now he represents the tying run, perched at second base here. And dangerous Brooks Stotler, the number 8 hitter, who had 4 hits last night for the Regina Red Sox. So this is a guy who is seeing the ball well.
Yeah, he was. His first at bat here, it looks like he was maybe pressing a little bit. So we'll see what he does for his encore performance here.
Adam Wolf on deck, number 9 hitter. Runner in scoring position. Brock Gilliam. Outside, 1-0 count. Bottom of the 5th inning, 1-0 lead for the 57's. It's Ryan Schweitzer and Kelly Haraska in Regina in front of 510 fans here tonight at Curry Field.
None of that happens without Brooks Stotler and his 2-run bomb in the bottom of the 9th.
1-1 count, called strike on Stotler. Stotler repping Vista, California. 2-run home run in the bottom of the 9th last night to tie the game. In the bottom of the 9th before Regina 10th inning win. That's a foul ball down the first base line. 1-0 lead for the 57's. Brock Gilliam and the crew in green and orange would like to keep it that way. Runner on at second base, Danny Hunt doubling to lead things off here in the bottom of the fifth.
Nobody out. Danny Hunt.
Brock Gilliam, 63 pitches, so still plenty left in his young arm.
Get on the scoreboard tonight.
1-2 pitch. Gilliam, outside and up.
2-2 now. The count is Stockler.
And of course, Stotler, you know, hitting an 8-hole yesterday may not have been, and I don't even know, may not have been on the 57's radar, but he certainly is right now.
From the bottom of the order to the top of the fans' hearts here in Regina.
Absolutely, yeah. He had a
monster
fantastic game, yeah.
And then last night, hitting that 2-run blast just to keep.
Beautiful night here as the sun sets in the western sky on this south-facing ballpark, Curry Field in northern Regina.
3 balls and 2 strikes.
Just off the ring road. Pitch outside, Stotler's going to walk, and there's a couple on. That pesky empty base at first is filled now. Bring it force it a blade.
Double play is obviously an option right now.
Adam Wolf, number 9 hitter to the plate.
Johnny making a little noise right now.
Bottom of the Red Sox batting order, Adam Wolf struck out his last time.
And Swift Current obviously would love to shut this down right now.
2 on. Wolf played in game 2 of this series in Swift Current, a regular season .231 hitter with 6 runs batted in. Wolf 0 for 3 this series with a run scored after he was walked. 57's infield anticipating bunt and strike called with nobody out and 2 on.
Riley Hickerson.
Keel Crumweedy charging for that bunt, which would lead Ruben to cover first. Go ahead.
Wolf is going to square again, particularly you got Moss on deck. Give him a chance.
For an international tournament for Team USA.
Number 9 hitter, as you mentioned, Wesley Moss coming up. Wolf showing bunt. In the dirt. Through Gross.
Gross had trouble handling it.
And now a clean game has turned into a double, a walk, and a pass ball.
Well, you were wondering if the big inning was coming, and no damage on the scoreboard yet, but Brock Gilliam and the 57's need to Houdini themselves out of a little bit of trouble here.
And Swift Current middle infield's playing back. They're willing to give up 1 run. They have corners in.
Gilliam. Wolf drills that hard into the backstop. Count 1 and 2.
Mosley's on deck.
Wolf looking for his first hit of the season, and yeah, the dangerous Wesley Moss on deck. Moss hitting .294 this series.
Wolf is looking here 1-2. If he sees the infield back, all he's got to do is hit a ground ball, do his job, and they score a run.
1-2 pitch.
Adam and Sam. Got that from the Detroit Pistons broadcast where they had Ben Wallace and Rashid. Just call him Ben and Rashid.
He doesn't really, he's probably thinking he doesn't want to strike out right now. Just kind of keep the ball up the middle.
Adam Wolf.
Swift Current's back.
Ground ball. Right back to Gilliam. He looks the runner at third and gets the 1-3 at first.
The only place not to hit the ball is at the pitcher. Well, I mean, you can't really decide when you're throwing the ball. When the ball's pitched at you at 85, 88 miles an hour, you can't really decide. But his plan was correct. He was on top of the ball, trying to hit a ground ball kind of up the middle with Swift Current with their infield back.
Joe Carnahan just popping out of the dugout, asking Gilliam if he's okay after that comebacker right at him. Good reflex play by Brock. I always respect the heck out of these young athletes. You get a high-velocity comebacker at you. He has the presence of mind to look the runner at third before getting that 1-3. And keeping the man at bay. Moss, high hopper, play at the plate, and they get him.
Great play.
2 outs. And a couple of best-case scenarios playing out for the 57's over the last 2 outs.
Absolutely. It's worked out in their favor. Just kind of come backer to the pitcher, and that's the reason why you bring first and third in, right? You get a ground ball like that, and the play is makeable right there. this philosophy, if you bring your middle infield in too, you're a little susceptible to those kind of little dump shots to the outfield there a little bit. So it has worked out in the 57's favor for sure right now.
Keel Crumweedy getting that throw to Ryan Gross behind the plate, and a great job by Gross. He knows he's got a runner bearing down on him, and he makes the play, applies the tag. That's a tougher play to make than you'd think, that hard throw to home with the runner bearing down on you.
Yeah, and the thing with catchers is, when you coach catchers or you coach anybody at a base and you're trying to make a tag, one of the first things you try to do is say concentrate on, you got to catch the ball first. Don't be in a hurry. Be quick but don't hurry. So catch the ball first and then make the play. And he did that.
So Wesley Moss, a tough out,
and a great throw to the plate as well. Easy to handle.
Part of this Red Sox attack
is on at first. Foul ball. Everyone chasing after it.
Reach the concourse area.
57's unable to track it down. Swift Current warming up Spencer Kulawine in their bullpen. Brock Gilliam, 74 pitches.
And he doesn't really have to give in to De La Cruz right now. De La Cruz has kind of been a thorn in 57's side. There isn't a base open, but still he's got room to play around here.
Adam De La Cruz.
And I'm certain that Joe has a plan for De La Cruz.
510 fans
Joe is always quick, even as a player. He found weaknesses in pitchers. He found weaknesses in hitters. He's a awesome observer.
Is there any truth to the legend that he would swing through pitches early for the opportunity to crunch them later?
Absolutely. He set pitchers up. It was gross.
De La Cruz fly ball into foul territory. Not playable for the 57's as that exits the ballpark. Hopefully they have a plan for De La Cruz. 500 hitter this series thus far, so he's hitting 1 out of every 2 tries. Flip a coin on this guy thus far.
Yeah, no, he's and you can tell his body language. He's a confident guy. He's a good ball player. Regina's fortunate to have a guy like this. You can just tell, like his presence. He's just got he expects to do well.
Bottom of the 5th and a 1-0 57's lead. Regina, 2 outs and runners on the corners. Moss in motion.
And it's a ball, and they're just going to give Moss second base.
That pitch was close.
I'd say it was close.
1-2 the count. Moss awarded second uncontested.
So Moss ends up at second base.
I think Ryan Gross figured that might have been strike 3, but it's 1-2. Joshua Jones is on deck. Gilliam. High heat moving De La Cruz off the plate. Count 2-2 with 2 down.
That's old school. Make him a little bit uncomfortable there. The book says maybe come back with the slider down and away.
Well-placed base hit now.
No, he's thinking up and in, and you go with the slider away, but I may be wrong.
Well, we'll see. 2-2 pitch about to be delivered.
To get anything that'll reach pay dirt, and this ball misses low, and that'll bring the count.
Ball 3.
Took a step toward first base, and I'm not sure if he lost track of the count.
And he doesn't have to give in to De La Cruz here either. Open base at first.
We've seen so many times where either the pitcher or the batters put the...
Joshua Jones on deck, who's hitting 188 this series with a hit this game. So you fill an empty bag if you walk him.
You don't want to walk him, but you have options.
3-2.
And De La Cruz is going to
pops it up.
Perfect.
Ruben. And Rodriguez is fired up, and so are the 57's.
Ruben, a little fist pump after catching that ball, too. He's fired up, too. Let's go.
Swift Current fans are fist pumping after that one. The Regina Red Sox strand a couple. It's still a 1-0 lead for the 57's. 5 innings in the books, top of 6, straight ahead.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
When you need to unwind, visit Smiley's Lounge at the Days Inn Swift Current. Smiley's offers daily food specials and a full menu. Ask about their daily homemade soup and a wide variety of wings. Need something to go? Visit their off sale selling cold beer, hard liquor, wine and coolers, and all the ice you need. Need takeout or a catering service? Call 306-778-4600. Smiley's Lounge, North Service Road East, Swift Current.
Ryan Schweitzer and Kelly Haraska in Regina. 57's fired up after that fifth inning. 1-0 Swift Current leads it going into the sixth. Kyle Wilson getting set for another inning of work on the mound for Regina. 5 innings of work, allowing 5 hits, 1 earned run, striking out 4 and walking 2.
So you can't put the guy off the draw, like, you know, pretty sure you don't picks like that, right?
Good game. Some definite emotion from the 57's as they got the third out. Regina with a couple of runners on, with nobody out. And the 57's ground ball hit back at Gilliam. Keel Crumweedy with that great play at first base, throwing to Ryan Gross, who applied the tag on the runner bearing down on him at home. And then that pop fly to Ruben to end it.
You know, in that play from first to home, it seems like it's routine, but it's a high-pressure play. And Crumb made a nice throw there to the plate. You gotta, you know, if he throws it to the right of the catcher, he doesn't have a great chance to make a tag in a close play.
I don't blame them for
but the throw was right over the heart of the plate. Tag was there. And then the fly ball to second base to end it, and the 57's are exciting. So hopefully they can ride that into this inning right here.
Elsewhere in the WMBL, as Ben Kamenowski digs in here, takes a breaking ball for strike 1. Okotoks and Edmonton tied at 1 in the top of the 7th in Edmonton. Medicine Hat leading Lethbridge 8-1. Mavs looking to move on in that series, and the Weyburn Beavers leading the Moose Jaw Miller Express 6-0 in the top of the 6th in Moose Jaw. A Beaver win punches their ticket to round 2 and the Eastern Final in the WMBL. 1-0 the score here in Regina. Ben Kamenowski at the plate, behind 0-2. Kyle Wilson pitching to Matt Deneau, Eric Crossman at first, Adam Dela Cruz at second. Danny Hunt is the shortstop, Phil Langlois at third. Moss, Stotler, Jones, outfield for Regina. Good take from Kamenowski, that one just a bit up.
You know, that's
1-2.
That's the 0-2 pitch that I like. It was close, wasn't a strike. It was up, probably hard to handle, but not so out of the strike zone that you just give up on it early.
Well, and you often see that on the 0-2 pitch. You see significantly down and out, or up about letter high.
Yeah. And I used to do it, and you know, I'm under the impression that you know, pitch to contact. That's what you hear a lot now, and I like that. I don't like that wasted pitch. Save your energy out there.
2-2 pitch, and Ben doesn't even flinch. And where's that stray slider?
Regina boy, take it in the arm. Right?
Took that right in the 57th
Regina boy.
Yep, that's Ben. Yep. In front of hometown friends and family.
Number 4, trying to force a 5th and decisive game 5, which would be tomorrow night in Swift Current. Ethan Hunter now batter.
Ethan Hunter to the plate, 1-0 count.
First pitch misses for ball 1.
Regina looks like they're expecting a bunt here. We got some signs coming in at third.
Very quiet here.
If Ethan's going to do it in this situation up by 1, I'd imagine that he's going to do it late. Probably try to do it for a base hit, not a sacrifice bunt.
Queen City X. Hunter will.
Good bat speed by Hunter. Hitting that hard foul.
And of course, I should mention at the exhibition last night, they had
1-1 the count.
I think it's every night, but last night they had the Arkells.
And that's not going to back off. Handlebars there at third.
Tonight it's Burton.
He's
so there you go. Red Sox
There's a
just can't
KG
win.
veteran over there.
Phil Langlois, a senior out of Victoriaville, Quebec, third baseman.
Side for ball 2. 2-1.
I was saying too.
Best
when
facial hair in the league, best
Yeah,
beard, which has turned
absolutely.
into the best
I was
mustache.
telling you when I was a young player. I think last night when the audio was off, those Quebec players, they were all just kind of like big and good. When I was a young player playing in national tournaments, they were like Russians to me.
Swing and a miss.
Just showed up and got the job done.
Yeah,
Fundamentally
they
sound.
were
and-
just like big and good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's one way you could describe Langlois at third for Regina. Sure-handed third baseman.
Hunter played in
Now he
42
backs off.
games this
Obviously,
season,
the
grounded
bunt is not a threat right now. Swing and bunt, your favorite play?
2-2.
Maybe.
Alex Tufts, who pitched for Swift Current a few summers ago,
And this one's looking
was a big fan of the swinging bunt.
throws on to second.
Kamenowski's going to be able to get to second base on the throwing error from first, as Regina unable to connect the dots. However, it's going to be cheap beer for the fans here in Regina, and I just marvel at this.
He just stepped on his base.
First baseman, number 18, Kyle Krumwiede.
Nowhere in the league it gets a better beer batter reaction than Regina.
So now, man,
And they whammo it through pretty fast, too.
Man, I'll tell you, I think people were in line early.
And you went down early.
Man on second.
Well, I go down late.
But you got in pretty quick, though.
I'm online, so
That's a
we're drinking Diet Coke up here.
Actually crazy series of games that the Red
Yeah,
Sox
they're
have
packing them in
putting up numbers going back to
down there.
1 week ago, last Friday night when the Moose
Well, we gotta go
Swing and a
back.
miss, Krumwiede.
Krumwiede swings and misses on the first pitch, nothing more. One down, and a man at second.
As Cole Armstrong called it last night, a crumb dinger.
The Crumb Dinger.
Crumb dinger.
3-run
Crumb
home
dinger.
run by Keel Krumwiede.
In Melville on Saturday.
0-1, one away. Keel shows bunt. That pitch breaks low and away.
Tries over later in this season on Sunday. Pitch misses
Keel representing the number 7 spot in the batting order. Jared Doki on deck. 1-1 count.
Let's go Montana, this kid.
That's him.
9 runs in a 9-6 victory
Fort Peck Reservoir, I know he's been on it. Guaranteed.
Good fish in there.
Catching 18-pound walleyes.
Scored 5 more
Set the
in
hook,
a
buddy.
Game 2 loss Wednesday at
He
his
takes.
There's a called strike from when he's behind.
That breaking ball not baiting him into a swing, and the count is 1-2
We're going
here with one
fishing
down.
motif.
Let's
this
go
evening.
for it.
So do a little bit of quick math here in the broadcast booth.
Ben Kamenowski at second base right now.
That's 55.
Wilson's
runs.
attention not lured towards Kamenowski, focusing on Krumwiede. Fastball right down the middle, and
Called third strike.
unfortunately, hook, line, and sinker. Krumwiede back to the dugout now.
Yeah, that was a pitcher's pitch. That was a little bit out, but you can't blame the umpire.
Still a man at
Wilson,
second.
right? Pitcher.
Pitcher, yep, Kyle Wilson.
He is kind of hitting his spots on that at bat, so that usually
Regina has yet to lose
can garner
This is their fifth
a few
here
extra
at Curry Field.
millimeters on the outside part of the plate there. Frustrating as a hitter, but as a
90.
pitcher, you love it.
Yep, 90, actually 91 pitches for Kyle Wilson thus far.
So the Red Sox with 55 runs in their last 6 games.
1-0 count.
Pretty good little average. Last 3 of the regular
Good appearances
season,
tonight
first 3 of the playoffs.
from both starting pitchers.
What's the number, 92? Yes. 92 pitches for Kyle Wilson.
1-0 count, 2 down. Wilson.
And the Red Sox have been doing it with the bat.
Doki fouls that off.
Doki will foul that one back. But tonight it's been anything but just the 1-run game to speak of so far. Blake Adams scoring on an RBI single from Nick Conyers. Back in the third.
1-1 the count, 2 down. Swift Current's trying to improve on a 1-0 lead here. This is the top of the 6th inning.
Jared Doki with 2 away and a man
Swift trying to fight off elimination and force Game 5 back at Mitchell Field tomorrow.
on. This is outside.
Fastball missing low to Doki. Doki 0 for 2 this game, 222 this series.
Sixth.
They're in the 6th inning.
Yeah. Waver's leading 6-0.
Would they call that early in a playoff game?
I think they'd waited out.
They'd wait it out.
2-1.
Even if they had to play tomorrow. Here's a ground
Ground
ball.
ball.
Second. Takes a funny hop.
De La Cruz negotiates some funky English on that ball.
Get out of it.
but makes the throw to first. One is left stranded. Top of sixth is in the books. 1-0 57's. Brock Gilliam on the mound in the bottom of the sixth inning, straight ahead.
1-0. We'll be coming right back.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
And now, a message from your stomach.
Hey, the workday's over and it's time to eat, and I need some real good food. Some real good food from Houston Pizza. They've got savory ribs, souvlaki, steak, chicken, Greek or Caesar salad, and of course, that delicious pizza. Everything's made fresh daily. For dine-in, pickup, or delivery at Houston Pizza, you get real good food.
Houston Pizza's got lots of real good food.
Welcome back. Swift Current 57's baseball. Swift Current with a 1-0 lead. Bottom of the sixth inning. 3-4-5.
They have to finish it. Yeah, they have to play the full 90.
How about this chess match tonight? 1-0 the score in a series that has seen its share of fireworks. Ryan Schweitzer along with Kelly Haraska.
Yeah, this is a fun one to watch. I'm having a good time. Being up here talking with you and talking with the Regina people up here in the booth, they've been. I think you've said this before. They've been awesome to you,
hospitable.
Right? Yeah, hospitable.
And this game tonight has been a fun one to watch as well. The score's only 1-0. We haven't had grand slams and crumb dingers, but we have had some great baseball, some good fundamentally sound action here, and solid starts. Kyle Wilson for the Regina Red Sox and Brock Gilliam. 5 innings, allowing 5 hits, striking out 2 and walking 3. Joshua Jones, fair ball down the third base line. Likely extra bases as he scoots to second. Slides in safe. Joshua Jones, leadoff double. And now Phil Langlois to the plate.
And I would say Langlois is looking to pull a ball hard here. Not necessarily hit a ground ball, but he's looking for one specific pitch that he can pull hard.
And the Red Sox just haven't been able to push that
on the ground. He advances the runner. I doubt that Mitch is going to make this guy bunt, so they're going to let him swing away.
Righty on lefty matchup here. And the pitch. Phil lays off it, but it's called strike.
And a good job by Gilliam, kind of stay away. If you know what they're trying to do and you're on the mound, you can kind of pitch around it a little bit.
Regina has left 5 on base so far.
Pitch sails way outside.
Not a huge number, but certainly speaking to some missed opportunity for the home team here. 1-0 lead for the 57's.
And
Nick Kanyas brought home Blake Adams in the third. Carry on.
And it appears that Gilliam's trying to stay away from Langlois here.
1-1 the count.
Nobody out.
Joshua Jones on base after a leadoff double. Jones, Langlois, Deneau, the agenda for Gilliam and the 57's here. Fastball right around the knees, maybe just a little bit below. 2-1 the count now.
And Langlois right now is dialed in on one specific pitch in a hitter's count. And Gilliam wants to make his pitch.
Jackson hit his pooch.
2-1. Phil fouls that into the backstop.
And that was a good pitch. That was out a little bit. Langlois tried to go the other way. Not exactly what you'd want in this situation going to left field. You hit a soft ground ball to third base, you can't advance the runner. Langlois certainly wants to pull the bar hard on the right side.
Righty on lefty matchup. High hopper. Hunter grabs it, throw to first.
Nice play.
In time. Oh!
Great play.
Ethan Hunter at second base.
Quicker than a hiccup.
Pose, composure, grace, fluidity. I can't properly enunciate because it was a breathtaking display of athleticism that got
good.
that out.
Got to the ball, crossed over second base, had to follow the ground, quick turnaround, good play. And now Swift Current's got the infield in.
Yeah, with that though.
Right now.
And the silver lining for Regina in that play is Joshua Jones advances to third base, but just a great play to get one out. And now Matt Deneau at the plate. Deneau is going to swat that offering from Gilliam straight north here on this south-facing ballpark.
And I know Carnahan has a plan for Deneau. He talked about it earlier at batting practice. I'm not going to say what it is right now. I'm not going to reveal any secrets. That's information only I know.
Fly ball hit above the lights, which may be tough to track down, but Blake Adams in center field is going to make the catch. Sack fly situation here, and Jones is going to take a leisurely jog home, and the Regina Red Sox have tied it up. Matt Deneau pounding that ball deep in Curry Field, and Regina tying it up.
And that's what he's looking to do. He can't hit a ground ball in that situation. He has to go in the air. He did his job, and they're tied at 1.
A lot of zeros on that scoreboard tonight, and on a night where runs are at a premium, Regina plates one. There's 2 down now, and nobody on here for Brock Gilliam in the 57's. Brock Gilliam, solid start for the youngster from Kansas.
Yeah, no, he's making pitches when he needs to. At least he's getting the outs. He didn't give up an out, give up a hit there to
fastball
for more base runners. If Swift Current wants to win this game, they're gonna have to score some runs, obviously.
Gilliam, fastball, off his mitt, Rodriguez, and that would have had to be a barehanded play for Ruben, which is an exceedingly high degree of difficulty, and nothing doing.
That ball was going through if Gilliam didn't reach around. We've seen that a couple times in this, even last night too. We saw pitchers kind of reach around the back and kind of try to stab it, getting a piece of it. You see highlights in the Major League Baseball sometimes, guys, get it right in their glove. But that's all you can do, really, is try your best to knock it down.
Juan Pizarro had one of those for the 57's 2 seasons ago. Then the Swift Current Indians, part of that championship summer. Fly ball, Blake Adams, catch made. 1 is stranded, but 1 scores. 6 innings in the books. Top of 7 coming up. It's all tied up at 1.
Production services. We're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
Ryan Schweitzer, Kelly Haraska, 1-1 the score here, playoff intensity here in a game where, I mean, it's a must-win for the 57's. What do you think's going on in that dugout? You've been in games like this. You've been in this situation. Joe has as a player and coach. You know, break down what you think is happening there.
Well, first things first. I saw that. Just saw that death by chocolate thing that they saw here at the Regina ballpark. Oh my goodness!
It's a dessert. A
I can't.
No, a brownie with chocolate pudding and whipped cream on it. Like they go all out
and then
here.
like chocolate sprinkles on top of it. Oh,
yep,
just glorious.
Now,
Anyway, we got a good game here.
We got a great game
That's
here.
the greatest finish of
I know Bernie Eisworth, one of the executives on the Regina Red Sox. His wife runs the concession here and does a fantastic job. They have the bacon ranch dog here, which
I didn't see that one.
On top of the death by chocolate is a very come hither dish at ballparks as Ryan Gross leads off here.
Reached the top of the 7th inning, courtesy of that sacrifice fly from Matt Deneau, that scorer, Joshua Jones, and some of the chatter around the ballpark, people talking about Johnny Manziel's Canadian Football League.
Top of the order on deck for Swift, Blake Adams. Blake's been a beast tonight, 3 for 3 with a run scored.
And apparently he had
What more can this guy do?
Gross at the plate takes a breaking ball.
But I guarantee you that what happened last night...
96 pitches for Kyle Wilson, starting pitcher for Regina. We see a few guys starting to stretch in the bullpen, but nobody playing catch or anything as of yet. Regina needs their starters to go deep, and they have thus far in each game.
Yeah, they're scrapping. Wilson still's got his body language is telling me that he still wants to be out there, and he's going to concentrate on his pitches.
The Miller Express hosting
1-2 count.
Sometimes you can tell you've done enough games where you can tell when a guy's done, and Wilson's up for the task here.
No, he's maintained his composure for sure, nearing 100 pitches. That's number 97 of his game, fouled off by Gross with Blake Adams waiting in the wings.
Up 6-0 in the 6th inning. Of course, they get a lightning delay.
Edmonton Prospects leading the Okotoks Dogs 2-1 in the top of the 8th. Edmonton wins that one, and that series is over. Medicine Hat doing unsavory things to the Lethbridge Bulls. 15-3 for the Mavericks in Lethbridge. And there's a weather-related delay in Moose Jaw, which is crazy because it's beautiful here, and Moose Jaw is just like 25 minutes away. But
well, you can kind of see the clouds building up over there.
Yeah,
over here we've got Shangri-La.
Yeah, clouds to the west of us here. But yeah, beautiful night here. But anyway, Weyburn's 6-0 lead on Moose Jaw. They're going to have to finish that game one way or another. Delayed due to rain. And Ryan Gross caught looking. You like that pitch.
Yeah, that's a pitcher's pitch. Just kind of got frozen on that one right there.
Our weather specialist up here in Regina.
That was Blake Adams that was hitting. Right
no, that was Ryan Gross. Now Blake Adams on deck.
On deck.
Jeff DeDecker from the Leader Post in Regina. What's the weather scenario there?
So it is heading in this direction, but it looks like we've got at least an hour or more before it gets there.
Well,
she could get juicy here in about an hour, I guess.
Well, at this rate, this game will be long since done, unless extra innings are required. We're already in the top of the 7th and not even 2 hours into this one.
But man, how often in Saskatchewan can you look at the flags over there, right? Like
just dangling.
Zoom in.
It never happens.
Zoom in on the flags.
You
right
got
there.
him there, horse. Yep.
Bang. No wind.
Some solid camera 2 work. There's Christina with a nice steady shot.
Oh,
camera
there,
1.
she's got it too. Okay.
She's got your back. But yeah, flags just dangling in center field here. And no mosquitoes.
Now you went and said it.
Big fan of no mosquitoes. Would have loved more moisture this summer, but big fan of no mosquitoes.
Now it's raining in Moose Jaw. Tarps on the field.
Tarps on the field in Moose Jaw.
If anyone fits that billing, Blake Adams.
It'll be a late night at Ross Wells because it's a playoff game. And I imagine they'll wait for that weather system to pass.
And I'm okay with Adams hitting a rainmaker right here.
2-1 now.
Yep.
That's
See
all
the
you have to say
baseball?
about that? Like
See,
you
no,
really want it to
I'm
happen?
waiting for it. Wait, here it is. How do you like this one?
Okay.
He'll see a baseball, and we hope he paints it Blake. Rolling Stones reference. Not my best, I know,
Yeah.
but 2-2 count.
You're
One
good
down.
for your one-liners, though, man.
That's not one of my best, you know?
People that have been listening to you all summer long, they're like, man, that guy really, he has things to say in certain situations. And I wish I had that skill, but I don't. Like, it's a glitch in my brain.
My favorite last year was Kyle McDonald, 2 years of, and he hit doubles all the time. So it was always a McDouble, right?
Yeah.
Adams fouling that one off. 2-2 count.
Adams has been the thorn in the side of the Regina Red Sox.
3 for 3 this game. Runs scored. Now hitting 400 this series.
3.5 games of this one.
2-2 pitch. Wilson. And a called strike 3. Blake didn't like that call. Adams, in a state of disbelief, heads back to the dugout, and now there's 2 out and nobody on.
Tough to see where that pitch really was at this point, but didn't look like the catcher moved his glove too much. You never like to be called out on a strike.
No,
of course.
106 pitches for Wilson. We can transmit sights and sounds over the internet. We can't send you smells, but you can certainly smell rain in this area.
And you know, really, Wilson, the only stress inning he had, it seemed, was the first inning. If you go inning by inning, 106 isn't really the problem, I don't think.
Yeah, 57's leaving a couple on in that first inning after that Adams double.
So he's able to battle. It's not. It's the number isn't as important as where he accumulated the pitches. As long as he didn't have a 30 pitch inning.
Having a look at the Moose Jaw Miller webcast right now. It's monsoon season there.
So Kyle Wilson now at 108 pitches.
6-0. Weyburn leads it.
Gone 6 2/3 of 1-run balls so far. And
Kanyas, there's a shot by Nick into right field. He puts himself on base.
So a base runner now for Ruben Rodriguez.
Second baseman, number 1, Ruben Rodriguez.
Here, we'll give you a look here at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw.
Number 3 hitter now. Rodriguez has reached with a couple of walks, and then he singled as well. So not quite the same way.
So in rain delay there, that is...
Back in the day, we used to use that as a slip and slide. Not me.
Well, not you, but...
I was a mature player. You know.
Always somebody who's willing to get out there. Oh, boy.
Cleats, eh?
And you can just... The wind, too. You can see it blowing across there.
Busting holes through the tarp and whatnot.
Kanyas in motion trying to steal second. He's in time. Safe. Good jump by Nick.
I like the aggressiveness of Joe right here. I like it.
So Moose Jaw and Regina, for our American friends not familiar with Saskatchewan geography, right next door to each other along the Trans-Canada Highway.
38 miles, 40 miles? 40
minute drive, yeah.
Yeah, it depends who's driving.
Yes, speed
right?
limit's 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So what we just saw in Moose Jaw is making its way towards here.
Well, maybe we'll go 15 innings tonight, and that storm will just take a detour, and we'll be good.
Let's hope.
But we've got absolutely no wind, which you never see, which I grew up in Saskatchewan, and that usually means that's bad news.
This is just a perfect night for baseball.
Right.
Perfect. Humidity is down. 1-1 the count to Ruben. Potential go-ahead run for the 57's, represented by Nick Kanyas at second base. We're in the 7th inning.
The storm, so to speak.
Literally and figuratively, maybe. We've seen lots of big innings in this series, but we haven't yet this game, obviously, with the score just 1-1, and a good job by Deneau to keep that baseball in front of him with the count 2-1. Kanyas would have happily galloped to third base in that situation. Count now 2-1 with 2 down. Miles Miller on deck.
He doesn't want to take chances. Usually you're looking for a ball down in the dirt and you take off right away, but this is a big situation. He doesn't want to get pegged out at third there.
2-1 pitch, Wilson. Fastball. Missing low, 3-1 to Ruben. Miles Miller and then Ben Kamenowski. It's a tough part of the order for Regina to battle through here. 2 out, runner in scoring position. 1-1 the score, top of the 7th inning. A must-win for the 57's. If Swift is successful, Game 5 tomorrow night in sense-making Swift Current as Rodriguez fouls that offering out.
And you can tell by Ruben's body language he wishes he could have that pitch back. He just got underneath that one. Can't believe he missed it.
114th pitch of the game by Wilson.
This game's been nothing like the first 3 in this series. Both teams
A low-scoring affair. Regina limbering up an arm in the bullpen as Wilson delivers to Rodriguez. High heat. And Ruben, strike 3. 1-1 the score, bottom of 7 on the way.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
Welcome back, Swift Current 57's baseball. Spencer Kulawine deployed by Joe Carnahan here. Brock Gilliam didn't throw a ton of pitches, but he gave the 57's 6, allowing 7 hits, only 1 earned run, striking out 2 and walking 3. Your thoughts on Brock Gilliam's start tonight?
Great start. A little run support would be nice, right? We talked about it earlier in the broadcast that I talked to Joe. If you score 9 runs, you'd like to win. Gilliam pitches well, gets out of a couple jams with some double plays, and he's got 1 run of support, and that's no fault of the Indians because Wilson is also, his counterpart is also doing a great job on the Regina side there too.
Spencer Kulawine at the who?
I don't get it.
Said the Indians.
Did I?
It will forgive you on that one. You were a part of that organization. We'll forgive you for that one. You were a part of that organization for 14 years.
And I wasn't here last year.
You should have heard how many times.
Inaugural season.
You should have heard how many times I said it last year. I wouldn't worry about it.
Did I really say it?
I've had like 50 some games of practice on it. You're in 2, so you know what? We'll let you off the hook.
Games.
Yeah. Spencer Kulawine into pitch right now. 20 regular season appearances and a 3.58 earned run average.
Looks like he's got good stuff. Ball's live out of his hands.
Yeah, 50 strikeouts in 32 innings of work for Kulawine.
Yeah, you can tell that when he's warming up. He's got good stuff.
Part of that UNO program, University of Nebraska at Omaha, and Stotler swing and a miss.
No, this is Joe saying we're stopping this. We're playing for 1 run.
Kulawine this year had 10 appearances where he didn't allow an earned run.
Yeah, I know.
So he's been an effective weapon.
You can tell. As soon as I saw him warm up, I'm like, he's tall, lanky, lefty. He's got some pop. You got your gun tonight? Let's see what he's got.
Well, let's break that out. We actually haven't as of yet.
Get it out of the tickle trunk.
it's called strike.
Here, fill some time. Talk about something, and I'll bust her out.
Talk about something.
Just fill time.
This isn't my game.
Just push another runner forward.
Talk about how nice a day it is for baseball. That seems to be a staple.
A bit of a conundrum if it rained really hard tonight. Pitch misses inside on Adam Wolf.
Ryan's just plugging in his gun here. We're going to see what Cool Wine's got for a velo.
The field has pretty good drainage down the left field line. They have to get the tarps.
All right.
I do like the way he steps up on the mound, though, man. He's ready to go.
There you go.
Here we go. 88 on the left side. He's a tall drink of water, this guy.
I'm just going to sit back and listen. You're
6'3", 6'4".
6'3". Yep, you're lighting this up. I'm just going to work the gun. Cooler wine. 81 on that offering. Popped up.
That's off someone's skull and right into my mouth. Oh, no.
It's heading right towards us here. Raining down on us here. It's all good. 2-1 count now. Spencer Coolawine, 1 down. Bottom of the 7th inning. 1-1 the score.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, I think it was the Bossier Shreveport Muck Dogs broadcaster was doing a game and the foul ball came back and whacked his neck.
2-1 pitch.
2-1.
Yeah, he's got good stuff, man. That ball's getting out of his hand nicely.
From Spencer Coolawine.
Harrisburg, South Dakota, the hometown of Coolawine. 9-1-2.
Sometimes that's just the best approach.
Or pardon me, 8-9-1 due up for Regina.
Harrisburg, South Dakota.
I don't have the radar gun out, but I suspect he's around 90 miles an hour on the gun. He misses high outside for ball 4.
Wolf draws a walk here after some velo pitches from Coolawine, and now the dangerous Wesley Moss is up. Moss to the plate. 1 for 3 this game, 278 this series. Native of San Antonio, Texas. 1 down here and 1 on.
Albeit on the one play they decided to go home and nailed in the play, otherwise I would have been ground out. Moss shows bunt. He lays
Off speed from Coolawine, up as Moss showed bunt. Coolawine 1-0 count to the KG Moss. Adam Dela Cruz, who's been Regina's series MVP, on deck. Good take from Moss. Count 2-0.
Job of not swinging at those high pop ones, and sometimes at different points in the season that's been an issue.
Yeah, I think he's got good enough stuff to just go right at him. Got lefty on lefty. I don't know that Moss is. He seems like a pretty scrappy guy, but I can't imagine a big guy like that throwing that hard. He's that comfortable.
So probably not somebody who would consider a threat to steal. Wesley swings at a high.
Change up that time.
80-mile-an-hour change up. It's good stuff.
2-1.
Got spun around there in his shoes. It's good stuff.
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 down, 1-1 score. Bottom of the 7th inning. 2-1 series lead, Regina. Moss showing bunt. 3-1 the count. The suspense builds. The twilight innings of this contest between Swift Current and Regina.
The second time in this series.
Top of the 9th inning. Edmonton with a 2-1 lead on the Okotoks Dogs. Top of the 6th. Moss gets that bunt down. Coolawine not in time on the throw to first. Wesley Moss, lightning fast, gets to first. Coolawine kind of losing his footing a little bit on that attempted 1-3 there, and that extra 1/10 of a second is all Wesley Moss needed.
Yeah, that was a tough play. He did lose his footing. A bunt with 1 out like that, like kind of like what I was saying. I didn't think Moss was that comfortable with the big lefty throwing like that. Like when you see a bunt with 1 out, bunted straight back to the pitcher. That I've been in that situation. Sometimes that comes out of do what you can do. I'm not nothing against Moss. He's trying to get stuff done. I don't think he was that comfortable with Coolawine out there.
Joe Carnahan,
but got it done, obviously.
And it looks like Nick Hooper is going to come in. Hooper, a right-handed pitcher.
We got Hart Martinez listening in tonight.
We've got a new pitcher coming in.
From the lake south of Swift.
I don't know.
Or perhaps from his home on Swift Current South Side overlooking the Chinook Golf Course.
He's got a big fancy place there on the golf course.
Great place.
Yeah.
Great place. Harv still going hard, principal at Waldeck School.
Teaching up the kids, right?
I don't know how many years Harv is away from superannuation, but he's earned a comfy, cozy retirement by a golf course for sure, doing wonders out at Waldeck and
got a
spending
boat
so many
there on Reed Lake.
Oh yeah,
also known as Duncairn. Apparently, he thinks he knows how to catch pickerel.
Harv, talk about as Nick Hooper warms up here. We got some time to fill. It's been a while actually. It seems like just yesterday that we were all on the road together. Me doing play-by-play, you playing, and Harv coaching. But his final season in Swift was 07. So it's been 11 years without Harv. So for the benefit of those who didn't experience him as part of the Swift Current baseball program, talk about what he did.
Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, there's a couple of things that come to mind. He was a transfer from Modesto, California. Kind of took over the program when he's a young guy. I know he was the guy that recruited me to go to Swift Current. I remember before I ever played in Swift Current, I was actually doing a training camp in Kindersley, Saskatchewan, and I saw Swift Current play against a team in the training camp, and I remember thinking to myself, oh, last name Martinez, you don't see that too often. And I'm like, when you're in Saskatchewan, right, Kindersley. Ended up I played for him. He recruited me. I remember him being always having that mustache. And I remember him as a player coach, greasing the catcher one time, and he broke his collarbone. Trying to score a run. That's just the kind of player he was. So
Hooper, fastball. Spencer Coolawine exiting this game as Joe Carnahan brings in right-hander Nick Hooper to go righty on righty against the dangerous Adam Dela Cruz.
Nobody warming in either bullpen now. You can smell the rain.
1-0 pitch.
1-0 for Adam.
1 out and 2 on. Hooper.
And he's off that one. That's a called strike. At the knee.
Called strike. Right around the knees of Dela Cruz. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out and 2 on. Lights on here at Curry Field. Just down the road in Moose Jaw, they're in a rain delay. That weather system may hit Regina in the next little bit here.
89 mile an hour fastball right there.
Hooper with some velo there. Seen Hooper hit 90 quite regularly.
And we want him to keep it down. Double play would be perfect right here. Kind of break the backs of the Red Sox right now. They got something going.
Dela Cruz at the plate with 1 out and a runner in scoring position. Runs have been tough to come by this game. Ground ball into the glove of Keel Crumweedy. Look what I found, said Keel.
It got stuck in his glove. He's going to turn a double play, but and that happens at first base. Sometimes your laces get loose. So he's going to get an equipment check here right now. You can tell right away he went to grab it and he couldn't find a handle.
It wasn't easily discharged.
And that's not his fault. That's just, I played first base and I played, and that ball was sizzling. That was good piece of wood right there.
Lightning over here. We've had a few shots of lightning.
We got lightning to the west of us.
Lightning
right
to the west. As
we got a slight breeze now.
That breeze will take the potential rain and lightning with it, not so much. Keel Crumweedy making his way back out after some adjusting of the equipment.
They still can't get the ball out. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Or they did and it wrecked the glove. I don't know.
Slight breeze. Once those things get stiff, run for the hills. That's all I know about Saskatchewan. Am I correct, Schweitzer?
You are not wrong.
Maybe a bit of a break there for the Sox. Wolf's now at third base.
Oh, he's doing a camera angle here.
That's good. We'll take it. It shows us that we have runners on base right now, and Joshua Jones at the plate. Jones is hitting .235 this series, and he's 2 for 3 this game, and 2 runners in scoring position. And we're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Regina trying to take the lead here.
Nice pitch.
Ooh, just missing low. 88 on the gun by Hooper.
1-1 the count to Joshua Jones. The game in Moose Jaw still delayed.
And played umpire.
I coached, 10 and under girls softball, so anytime a player had to tie their shoes, everyone had to tie their shoes when a guy called timeout on that.
That would be the 3rd year in a row that's happened.
Called strike. Hooper
Same
goes
pitch,
back to that.
Same pitch, right?
Same pitch, same
pitch.
velo, same spot.
But that's okay. Like I'm not capping on the umpire. I mean, it's just everything's amplified when you're in a high stress situation.
Stakes are high. Bottom of the 7th, 1-1 the score. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Nick Hooper brought in. Ground ball. Rodriguez throw to first in the nick of time. Big play, Ruben. Not an easy play to make by Rodriguez, throwing across his body, and they get the 3rd out.
Yeah, we've seen Ruben do that a few times in this series. Well, since I've been here, I've seen him do it like 3 or 4 times already. He's a scrappy little guy, that guy. I like that guy.
Ruben can play second base.
Yeah.
7 innings in the books. Top of 8.
Runs.
Straight ahead.
When planning your Swift Current stay, call the Days Inn. Just a short walk from Living Sky Casino and a few minutes from world-class golf, Days Inn offers free Wi-Fi, a continental breakfast to go with newly renovated rooms. Ask about suites with kitchenettes. Unwind in the jacuzzi suite. If you're driving a large truck, no problem. There's lots of free parking. The Days Inn is home to locally renowned meeting and banquet facilities as well. Call 306-773-4623. The Days Inn, the host hotel for the Swift Current 57's.
Welcome back to Swift Current 57's Baseball. Happy to have you on board wherever you may be and whichever team you may be pulling for here. It's going to be another inning of work for Kyle Wilson for Regina. 7 thus far, 6 hits, 1 earned run, striking out 8 and walking 2. 115 pitches coming into the top of the 8th here for Wilson. Doesn't look to be showing signs of fatigue or wear and tear as he takes to the mound here. Wilson.
He had some energy going off in that last inning. He made the last out, and he's pumping his fist. He was all fired up. And the word is Regina's a little bit short on pitching. This is team performance. If I was playing defense behind this guy, man, I'd want to do anything to help this guy out. I know what he's thinking out there. He's he's going to battle, and clearly Mitch McDonald is asking him to do it. He's going to do it.
He's not going.
I guarantee Mitch has asked him how you feeling. He's like, don't worry about it. That's probably the end of the conversation right there.
His last appearance was July 29th, so just a few days ago. He only did 2 1/3 innings. Before that, July 24th, where he went 6 against the Yorkton Cardinals in a 6-2 loss. So
playoffs are different. Guys rise to the occasion, or some guys fold, and obviously Wilson is up to the task tonight.
Still throwing well.
Watching the Red Sox bullpen. Pretty sure that's Tyler Bernhardt warming in the Sox pen. And
Miles Miller, ground ball. Danny Hunt throws to first. And the Red Sox can't connect the dots on a 6-3. That's a high degree of difficulty play to make there by Hunt and the first baseman Crossman. And Miles Miller, who's got some mobility, is on the bases with Ben Komanowski to the plate.
That's a good start for the 57's right there. Get the leadoff guy on. Hopefully we're not getting any rain, but you can almost feel the atmospheric pressure changing a little right now.
Yeah.
I'm not a weatherman, but
But talking like that, you could be.
Something's changed.
3 outs in the top of the ninth, so
You breeze through weather school talking like that. Get you a TV job in a heartbeat. The wind is picking up a little
I
bit.
have a face for radio, though, right?
No comment. Outfield flags still dangling.
For $2 each. Just hot dogs, lemon hamburgers.
hot dogs.
$2 each for as long as they last.
First pitch to Ben Kamenowski, forthcoming here. Regina warming someone up in their bullpen. Pop fly Kamenowski. And De La Cruz has to venture into right field to get that. Meets up with Joshua Jones. See Regina with action in their bullpen. As Wilson approaching 120 pitches for his evening. Tyler Bernhardt is prepping in the bullpen, right-handed pitcher. And Ethan Hunter to the plate. 116 pitches for Wilson.
Oklahoma, 6'5", 235-pounder. Warming up here.
Pitch outside.
Probably hoping he doesn't have to
Wilson.
pitch in the 8th inning. That is a final.
Top of the 8th.
Edmonton has eliminated the Okotoks Dogs for the 3rd straight season.
We're looking to get second base here.
Edmonton, of course, playing Swift Current each of the last 2 years. In
Miles Miller on at first.
Swift Current beat them both times. Last year was an absolute classic.
Wind up in the delivery. And a shot to right field, and nope, that's going to hit foul territory. Major upset in the WMBL as the Edmonton Prospects, for the 3rd year in a row, have upset the Okotoks Dogs in the first round of the playoffs.
Get me a tissue. I'm going to cry.
And you know what that means. My opinion, and nobody but me, it's only a matter of time before the Okotoks Dogs back the money truck up to Joe's place.
Do you think so?
I think so.
What do you mean Joe's place?
Well, they have the resources. I mean, they have, 4,000 fans a game in a magnificent facility, the Okotoks Dogs. They're the model franchise of the league. You know, sometimes people view them as the evil empire and whatnot, but they have seemingly unlimited resources.
But they don't. You know, I've had this discussion with people before, and they don't need to.
By the end of the night, the Medicine Hat.
You know what I mean? Like
prospects will have.
Money's a priority. That's what it seems. I know.
Well, I think winning's the priority, and they haven't done that. As Hunter swings and misses.
Well, if you want to see winning as a priority, then you look at Joe Carnahan.
Which is why I think they're going to be backing the money truck up to his place.
You look at Swift Current and the size of the market and the crowds that they get. Joe's a bulldog. Like he's.
But this,
it's either win the championship or it's a failure, and not necessarily that way. He enjoys coaching and he enjoys being around it.
But for organizations like Swift Current and Okotoks, it's the Hockey Canada expectations of gold medal or bust, you know?
Yeah.
And in regards to Okotoks, they have the resources. They've brought in some fantastic coaches, but the deal, you need a guy who knows this league and knows the ins and outs of it. I think Terry Francona could coach in this league and he wouldn't have a successful first year.
Yeah.
He'd get all sorts of D1 studs to play for him, but you got to know the Wimble.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
And here's the thing about Joe, and we talk about this as far as philosophy goes in a league like this, is that these guys are all trained in college programs. Some of them might sign pro contracts. They've been trained. Like you don't need to hold practices in a schedule like this, working on first and thirds. You just kind of work that out. You're going to do some things. He lets players be players, and that's. I think guys appreciate that about Joe. He just says, he just demands that they show up and care. And I think that some of the things that he does, he's the head coach. He goes out there and he throws BP. He's hitting fungo. He does little things that guys notice over a season and just go, this guy's tough. And if they ever look up his stats and they know who he is. That's exactly who he is. I mean, he's all in. Like he doesn't halfway do things. He's in to win.
But he definitely knows how to coach. He has a specific skill set for coaching in this league. As Hunter's going to get a walk here, Miller will advance to second, 1 down here, and the potential go-ahead run. Miles Miller moves to second base.
And it takes a team, obviously, the support of Swift Current to kind of back him up. It's not cheap to get guys in, especially late in the season. You're talking plane tickets.
Yep.
bottom of the 7th. And now we get a conference at the mound. Here comes.
No, I just think Swift Current's put, Joe's put a good product on the field every single year. He's yeah.
Yep. I'm loading this up right now.
Please show this.
Yep.
This
is an example here. The 57's a few years ago, and Wilson's going to exit this game. We'll talk more about that. Swift in a slump.
And by the way, Wilson did a great job.
Yeah, he did. We'll get a shot of him as he exits now to mass applause here. And Wilson, a strong game, around 120 pitches. Pitched a gem here. But this is what Joe did. He told his guys, wear whatever you want for batting practice. We're in a slump, bust out of it, and have fun. And they did that, and this game, it was here in Regina, and I think they put up 8 runs in the first inning after doing that. And there's Joe right there. This is Joe. Nice tie.
And there are pictures of him. I've got some pictures saved on my phone that I can save for later use. He's just It's not like he invented this this loose feel, but
he knows when to play it.
He does. He's got a good feel for his team. I talked to him this year a little bit less because I was a little bit busy, but him and I talk. He talks about his recruits. I feel like I know some of the guys before they get in there. Mm-hmm. He does have a nice feel. He's a perfect coach for this league. I honestly think Swift Current's really lucky to have him.
Oh,
and he's one of those guys. I've coached baseball in in California, high school baseball, and I've ran into coaches that are not baseball guys, and they do fantastic, like football guys coaching baseball, and they win games.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily X's and O's. It's getting guys to buy into the program and wanting to stay and wanting to play. But that has a lot to do with the community of Swift Current.
Very true.
It has to do with, Joe lives there. He cares about it. I know he's very passionate about baseball. He's all in. And if anybody questions that, they can talk to me about that. And Harv was the same way. He paved the way, and we both played under him, and he showed us the way, and Joe just kind of took it over, and it's
for sure
we're expected to win. It's just kind of that's what he expects. So.
And I certainly don't believe that Joe's crowning achievement as a coach is a cross-dressing batting practice.
No,
the 3 championships are
but
that.
But that's
a
great time that night. I remember talking to him about that, and he had a good time. I know the guys had a good time. I'm sure maybe some of the alumni are watching, man. And the first time I saw that, I come out of my shoes with laughter, man. My stomach was hurting. It was great.
Tyler Bernhardt on the mound now in the regular season, 10 appearances, 13 innings of work, 6.58 earned run average. 8 strikeouts to 7 walks. There's 1 down here and 2 on. The 57's trying to stave off elimination here against the Regina Red Sox. Swift Current proving to be a pesky team to eliminate, as last year they were 5-0 in elimination games in the playoffs. Some returning personnel for this year. Big lightning strike to the south of us as Crumweedy takes on the 0-2, and the count is 1-2. So Bernhardt pitching to Deneau, Crossman at first, Dela Cruz at second, Hunt at short, Langlois at third, Moss, Stotler, Jones the outfield. 57's have Miles Miller on at second, Ethan Hunter at first, Keel Crumweedy at the plate. Crumweedy takes that fastball. 2-2 count here, high stakes, top of the 8th inning, 1-1 the score. Regina leads this best-of-5 series 2-1. Just had to catch everybody up there.
Yeah, we're kind of talking about things that weren't going on in the game, but you can see through the camera, so you know what's going on.
Going a few tangents up here from time to time in the commentary, but Crumweedy, good take on that breaking ball. Umpires in the stands not agreeing with the assessment of blue behind the plate.
Crumweedy takes a breaking ball there. He was behind in the count.
Depends who you're cheering for.
Now it's 3-2.
How you see that pitch. That's how that one goes. Crumb Dinger?
Not this time. Crumweedy offering some words of wisdom to Jared Doakey as the number 8 hitter in the 57's batting order makes his way to the plate. 2 out and 2 on.
So he played well last night at the plate, and the 57's couldn't win.
Doki had quite himself a game there in the second game, right?
Well, he didn't play the first game, came in to play third in the second game, and key hits, and without his efforts at the plate, I don't know if Swift Current wins that second game.
Doki's 0 for 3.
He was the, offensively, he was certainly a straw that stirred the drink for the 57's in that game. 0 for 3 tonight thus far. Bernhardt. Doki!
You gotta go. Sending him.
Miles Miller being sent. Miller so fast, heading home. Miller not able to apply the tag that pops out of the glove of Deneau.
Let's go.
Jared Doki comes up big. RBI single scoring Miller. 2-1.
Sarge. They call him Sarge, don't they?
Well,
General Sarge.
He's the Sarge, and we salute him right now. Jared Doki coming up big for the 57's here in the 8th. And a 2-1 lead.
Doki, that a baby.
The number 8 hitter in the 57's batting
and he's
order.
got some lineage coming here in Swift Current too, right? His brother played here, if I'm not mistaken.
Brother was a part of the 2016 championship team in Swift.
He knows what it's all about.
Shane Doki, quite a character. He was in that video that we just showed you of that batting practice. And that pitch outside. Good job by Deneau to keep that in front of him. Ethan Hunter at third. The Sarge at first. 2-1 the score. Top of the 8th. Bernhardt. Swing and a miss from Gross.
That's a big at-bat for Gross right here.
Runners on the corners, 2 away.
Gross,
the number 9.
Adams is on deck.
Blake standing by, 1-1 count. Strike 2. We're sticking with this wide shot here, hoping to show you some of the lightning strikes that we're seeing just south of us here.
Oh, I'm sure they're seeing some of the flashes out there.
And Matt Deneau comes out, gives his signal to Tyler Bernhardt.
You know, lightning always made me nervous. Played with the guy, Mike Jarvis. I think he's still in Swift Current there. He was part of a tragedy there in, I do believe it was in Ontario, where there some guys got perished due to lightning. And he had kind of secondary lightning come up through his cleats and stuff like that. And he told the story. And you know, I played long enough where I've seen some hellacious storms cancel games and come through, and Jarvis's story has always stuck with me with lightning. You know, it's meant to be respected for sure.
And that is why games are often put on hold when you see it, as the 57's are going to strand a couple here, but they do score one. Jared Doki comes up big, scoring Miles Miller. Bottom of 8 coming up. Swift Current trying to fight off elimination. It's a 2-1 57's lead. More of this webcast right after this.
At the Hearing Place, we're making a positive difference in the lives of our clients' hearing health. We are a full-time, fully licensed hearing health care facility. Our goal is to improve and maintain our clients' hearing health with personal attention and ongoing support. As an audiologist with more than 15 years' experience, I work with clients of all ages, including toddlers and newborns. This is not only my vocation, but my passion. When you come into the Hearing Place, you will receive a complete diagnostic hearing evaluation using state-of-the-art equipment. We talk about the specific reasons for your visit and the hearing situations you find most difficult. We then discuss the hearing options that are right for you, your budget, and your lifestyle. The end goal is to ensure you leave with the knowledge and confidence about your future of hearing health. The Hearing Place. For more information, visit www.thehearingplace.ca.
Nick Hooper on the mound for the 57's. Phil Langlois, one of the seniors on this team.
They call them handlebars? You think they call them handlebars?
Well, the handlebars is just a new thing, so.
Fu Manchu is like that.
Yeah, Fu Manchu.
The Fu Manchu.
Yeah, I
and
guess he's had some interesting beard configurations this season, as we're being told by the Regina locals.
Best beard in the league earlier this year, but he's gone mustache for the playoffs, Fu Manchu style. Lightning striking to the south of us here. Bottom of the 8th inning, 2-1 lead for the 57's. Swift hoping to hang on here against Regina and force Game 5 back in Swift Current tomorrow.
And we want strike one right now.
Kyle Wilson talking about his efforts tonight, 7 1/3 on the mound for Regina, 8 strikeouts to 3 walks and only 2 earned runs. 3-0 the count to Langlois.
Having a good at-bat so far.
3 takes for the native of Victoriaville. 3-0 fastball, strike 1.
Taking it all the way, strike 1. Matt Deneau and Eric Crossman all due up for the Sox.
Langlois, Deneau, Crossman. Langlois, check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. And a called strike.
Upper
Strike
80s
is called.
fastball. Good stuff. Out and away. Up and out and away to lefties. Textbook.
3-2 pitch. Ground ball. Ruben has to hurry, and that is up the middle. Langlois on at first.
Go away, Phil. That's an endearing comment. He's been a scrappy, good player, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, like the way he plays. Plays great infield.
Absolutely, yeah.
Good disciplined approach at the plate. Played in the league last year, so he's a veteran. He gets it, you know. Good guy to have on your team here in this league.
Not a threat to steal. We're taking a sizable lead over at first.
We like double plays right here, Ryan.
That would be the ideal scenario, as Nick Hooper will throw fastball to Deneau here.
So Hooper fell behind the
Bottom of the 7th inning, Medicine Hat leading Lethbridge 15-4 in Lethbridge. A Med Hat win puts the Bulls away as Med Hat leads that series. And Weyburn with a 6-0 lead on Moose Jaw. They are delayed due to rain in Moose Jaw. I'm thinking they're going to wait that out. It's a playoff game. Got to get it in.
Yeah, or are you going to do it tomorrow morning? That would suck.
We might catch the end of that game on the way home tonight back to Swift. Heading through Moose Jaw. Hooper.
Hard swing and miss.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. Fastball from Hooper, 88 on the gun.
I would expect another fastball here.
Langlois at first, nobody out.
The 1 and 2 to Matt Deneau. Upcoming from Nick Hooper. And Hooper will shrug his shoulders and reset.
Keeping our eye on the sky south of us. Lightning striking. Fastball just above the belt and below the letters.
That was a good pitch. That's not that predictable wasted pitch when you're ahead. It was close enough.
2-2 pitch. None away. Runner on at first. 2-1 57's lead. High heat from Hooper. Full count, 3-2.
What do you think, Ryan? You send Langlois?
Langlois is known for many things, but not so much his base stealing acumen. Full count, Langlois holds. Fastball towards the 57's dugout. Count remains full, 3-2.
I mentioned Jeff's final year with
Jack Ferguson making his way to the 57's bullpen, left-handed pitcher out of Livonia, Michigan.
In a divisional final matchup with these very same Swift Current.
3-2 pitch. Hooper looks the runner at first. Deneau hits that deep to left field, and Miles Miller with the catch.
Out in left field.
Oh!
The fielder, Miles Miller, comes
It's a big out. Some hearts are pounding right there, Ryan.
3:43 to left in Regina. Most other parks in this league, we have a tie game. Or the Red Sox with a 3-2 lead. But
I think your wife got that on camera too, right?
She captured it magnificently.
Yeah.
Followed Miles Miller all the way, making
Christina,
that catch.
did you get that?
Can't hear you. She's dialed in.
She's dialed right in.
Focused on the task at hand. It's playoffs,
I mean,
man,
for
not just for the
amateur
guys on the
baseball,
field.
We got the Schweitzer combo here, bringing it to you online. You don't get this. It's like professional production here.
Okay, let's not go that far.
He's blushing right now.
Thank you.
Again, Langlois.
Appreciate that. 1-0 count. Crossman, low velocity ground ball. Hunter to second.
Great play.
They get the lead runner at 2.
And that's
the
knowing your base
57's.
runners right there too. That's knowing your base runners. You said Langlois is not known for stealing or running. That was an option right there.
Danny Hunt to the plate. 2 down.
Loud outs and close plays. This is
It's playoff baseball.
This is a great game. Yeah.
You know, this is a fantastic series. I actually can't remember a series through 4 games that has been as entertaining as this one. You had some high-scoring games. You've seen grand slam home runs. But this one tonight, just a chess match. 2-1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. You've seen a little bit of everything.
And for the Americans out there, if you don't know the history between these two towns, we've got 2 major junior hockey teams that play in both cities.
And that is a healthy rivalry.
And it is, there's blood and guts spilled out on the ice when they play. So it's always good.
Been some emotional playoff series in recent years between the Western Hockey League, the Swift Current Broncos and Regina Pats. Lucky enough to have the Broncos be my winter job between summers at the ballpark. As Nick Hooper facing the Regina Red Sox here, bottom part of the order. Hunt swings and misses.
I like a fastball. Same thing. Letter high right here.
1-2 with 2 down. Crossman at first. 2-1, the 57's lead it. Bottom of 8. 1-2 pitch. 2 away. Hooper. Fouled off by Hunt.
And the count remains at a ball and 2 strikes.
You know they sold Coke and cans here.
They do.
Also,
That's Diet Coke.
Yeah, Diet Coke.
Miles Miller, the
1-2 with 2 down.
Smiley's is a sponsor, so.
Hunt fouls that into the backstop.
Hunt probably would love to just drive one into the gap in left center. He can pull one here. Down in the count.
If you're just joining us, the Edmonton Prospects once again upsetting the Okotoks Dogs at Remax Field in Edmonton. 3rd year in a row that the lower seed Prospects have upset the Dogs as Hunt fouls another one.
Yeah,
off.
that Edmonton team, I never got a chance to see them in the last couple of years, but they're scrappy. I heard their crowd's getting better and the organization is doing well.
They're growing like crazy. Yeah, I mean, I remember going there when they first moved to Telus Field, now Remax Field.
Right.
It's a 10,000 seat stadium. It was built for AAA baseball. When Edmonton moved there and became a tenant there, as Hunt fouls that off, 10,000 seat stadium, and you're getting 100 people in there. It was like a mausoleum.
Yeah,
it was just,
I heard that.
And then, but more recently, they're getting a couple thousand there, and they've worked hard. Like that Prospects organization,
Just over.
And they're doing well. Yeah.
Well, they're doing the right things. They're making the games fun. They're recruiting good players. Ray Brown, the coach there, has got a system going. And they're small ball specialists. And when you get to the playoffs, then that's what you need to do to win. And they play that all year. So you have teams like Okotoks with 8 All-Stars on their team who just go station to station pounding home runs. And you have Edmonton, who's been bunting and stealing and doing hit and runs all year.
They played hard. They play hard. I like if he has a 5th pitch, use it right now.
And he fouls this one back.
Another foul ball by Hunt back to the backstop.
if he has some
behind in the count, but he's battling.
pitch
He's making
that he's been working on that nobody knows about, right now is the time to use it.
He's set to
split finger fastball at about 32 mile an hour or something, you know. Change it up.
32 pitches for Hooper. This will be the 10th of this at bat with Danny Hunt. 1-2 pitch. Hunt reaches and another foul ball. So at least an 11 pitch at bat. Hooper and Hunt. Hooper from Springfield, Missouri. 2 out here in the bottom of the 8th. 2-1 lead. Swift 57's.
We're getting to that point in the ball game.
You almost get tired as a pitcher when a guy does this to you.
Well, it's a
Your
war of
concentration
attrition.
goes down. War of attrition. Yeah, I've heard you say that.
11th pitch, and Hunt, what an at-bat for him. Crossman moves to second. 2-out single by Hunt, an 11 pitch at bat. And the umpire with that recent lightning strike, I believe. No.
Pretty close to a half dozen pitches.
Oh, he was waving his arms, but Joe Carnahan coming out to have a chat on the mound.
So a base hit there for Danny Hunt to advance across.
That lightning's getting closer.
With 2 out.
And as you talked about, nature isn't something that they mess around with.
No, I know in California CIF rules, that's the governing body of high school sports in California. For the people that are listening, you may be involved with that. I know I've coached many high school baseball games. It doesn't happen often in California, but if they could see lightning, they just flat out like delay the game for 15 minutes, no matter what. And if it doesn't go away within that time, they cancel the game. Now, are they going to push it a little bit here in the Wimble? Probably.
Antonio Torres coming in to pinch run for Crossman.
Running for Eric Crossman at second base is number 7, Antonio Torres.
Taking the tarp off of Moose Jaw.
1-2 count as weather looks to hit us here. Sounds like they're taking the tarp off down the road in Moose Jaw. So we'll see Moose Jaw with some weather-related delays.
So Torres is going to replace Eric Crossman at second, and Danny Hunt is at first.
Brooks Stotler, number 8 hitter.
Now Stotler again.
Stotler 0 for 2 this game, but 4 hits 24 hours ago in that 10-9 Red Sox win. 2-1 the score. What a game here tonight.
It's good stuff.
It's playoff
It's a nice one to see. How many hours are we in?
Two-run bomb in game 1.
Just about 3.
We're 2:50 in.
9-6 victory. He'll hit this one
Since we started webcasting prior to the first pitch, 2:50.
Yeah.
So Nick Hooper's still working for this Red Sox.
Looks like we got a good online crowd this evening.
Biggest of the year so far, doesn't surprise me.
Warming up.
Biggest game of the year.
It's
just going to get bigger.
Big time game for the 57's. Swift Current, if you're listening, show up for game 5 if it happens.
Swift Current hoping to make it happen. A win tonight, and we do this at Mitchell Field tomorrow night at 7:05. A loss, and the 57's start booking flights.
Danny Wolf in the on deck, sir. For Adam.
Brooks Stotler, 1-2 count, 2 away.
Danny. Must be 6 and 8. Danny Hunt. I don't know. 1 and 2 to count to Stotler.
1-2 pitch.
Oh,
over top of Gross. Runners advance to second and third.
And the count to Brooks Stotler is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 down. Deuces are wild.
Pretty tense. There's some mom and dads there on the internet land getting nervous, maybe pacing the floor, wearing the carpet out.
Whatever device that they're watching this on, they are glued to it right now, as are we. Not so much to a device. We get to enjoy it live here, but 2-2 count. Stotler. Foul just over one of the party decks here in Regina. There's a look at that.
So the count remains 2-2.
They got a great atmosphere here in Regina. Love coming to this park for baseball.
It's a good park. I grew up playing in this field. The park is better. I talked to management, Regina management, and they're looking to maybe relocate and build a new field, actually.
Really?
Yep.
The 2-2.
Oh, that one's off the umpire, who's down.
He's going to score a ball. Torres comes in to tie it. Play at the plate. And the runner. A save for Red Sox. Get the lead. And the that was weird. Rolled over. Kevin Cooley is lying on the deck. And Jeff McDonald, the third base coach, comes in.
I have not seen this before, and we certainly hope that the home plate umpire is okay.
The third base ump comes over, and he's just laying on his back. He's talking, and he's starting to sit up, but then he just lays back.
A pitch off of the umpire that's scooted away, and 2 come in to score.
That is the most unlucky thing. I'm glad it looks like he's okay.
He's talking. He seems to be okay.
But that is the most unlucky thing for the 57's.
Laying on his back, and again, he's pointing at his right knee.
Oh, his knee is
it hit him right on the cap of the shin pad.
The issue.
Like the pitch did?
Bringing out.
And they're going to try and help him up. And there he is, he's up. A rare cheer from the crowd for an umpire as they help clean his feet. He looks okay. But standing ginger, I'm not sure he's going to be able to finish this game.
2 runs come in to score on a pitch that went past the catcher and hit the umpire.
Oh my goodness!
And the ball pinballed over by Regina's dugout.
Yeah, like right off.
And the 2 runners.
And it's just.
So both runners come in to score on the wild pitch.
The runners
like a good pool table. You know, off the rails. Just bounces.
That ball.
And the runners who are on second and third come in to score, and it's going to be a 3-2 Regina lead.
All the way over to the Red Sox dugout almost.
It hit the umpire.
And it hit the umpire.
That's where he got the big bounce, hit the umpire right in the leg.
So does that affect what happens to the
runner? No, it's a live ball.
It's a live ball.
A pitch off the umpire that 2 runners scored on. Joe Carnahan talking to crew chief Ron Shuchuk.
I think he's upset.
But did it hit the batter?
Neither of the 2 infield umpires came to home plate.
Well, I don't think so.
That guy made the call from between the mound and
just a hugely unlucky bounce.
He should have come in to cover for his guy.
Took him a while to get in. Yeah. He didn't quite come all the way in.
After he made the signal, then he came in.
Joe's pulling on straws here. There's some discussion. Maybe he's talking about who made the call at home plate.
Well, yeah, who called the runner safe?
Well, the umpire did come in and retrieve, or was a little backup. That's kind of how it goes.
57's on the scoreboard. We know the first run counts for sure, and I'm pretty confident they both count. But it's an argument right now. With Joe Carnahan, we suspect he's already
Joe debating.
The base umpire should have charged
both runs count. It's 3-2 Regina in the bottom of the 8th.
So the wild pitch got away from Gross and it ricocheted.
A pitch that hit the leg of the umpire and then careened over to Regina's dugout.
I gotta say,
runners on at second and third.
I don't know that I've seen that.
So barring a reversal of the safe call that was made at home plate.
We're talking about how we've seen everything in this series. One step closer to it, anyway.
And the 57's infield.
Joe still on the field.
Around the mound, and they're going to let Kevin Cooley try to walk this one off.
And he's going to stay in the game. The home umpire. He's taking a little breather.
Joe Carnahan having a very calm discussion.
He must be a NHL referee as well. Those guys ain't afraid to take some stitches and get back out there either.
Taking some pucks and sticks and the occasional stray right hand while breaking up a scrap, but in any event.
He got dotted pretty good.
Well, Hooper, capable of 90 miles an hour on the fastball.
Now we got the crowd getting all over Joe.
3-2 the score now, Regina.
And that was with 2 strikes.
2 runs scoring after a ball hit the umpire.
Torres and Danny Hunt. A 3-2 lead for the Red Sox, and now the crowd giving it to Joe Carnahan. The Red Sox.
Unless the only thing that I thought, like just for a minute, is I maybe thought that ball hopped up and hit the batter. That's the only thing that I thought. Maybe that's what he was talking about. I have no idea.
Stotler still batting the 2-2.
Stotler, fly ball,
and
in foul territory. Doki,
1 pitch,
makes the catch.
The difference of 1 pitch. That's it.
After an unconventional 2 runs for Regina. A wild pitch off the umpire. And 2 that were on second and third come in to score. And in a state of disbelief, the 57's now need at least 1 run in the top of the 9th to save their season. We'll see if they can pull that off shortly.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
When you need to unwind, visit Smiley's Lounge at the Days Inn Swift Current. Smiley's offers daily food specials and a full menu. Ask about their daily homemade soup and a wide variety of wings. Need something to go? Visit their off sale, selling cold beer, hard liquor, wine and coolers, and all the ice you need. Need takeout or a catering service? Call 306-778-4600. Smiley's Lounge, North Service Road East, Swift Current.
They've never done play-by-play before.
Welcome back to Swift Current 57's baseball, and now a must-score for the 57's as Adam De La Cruz comes into pitch, and the wind picks up in velocity and is blowing hard right towards us. Lightning striking, and a 3-2 lead for the Regina Red Sox. After 2 runs come in to score, and the wind now screaming in from the outfield.
Yes. Got the lights go out. There goes the camera. Let's go camera 2.
Wow. Well, that's why you don't leave the camera alone. But
and you can hear the
Coke cans.
well, howling wind happening. We'll go to camera 2 here. We're moving camera 1 into a safer location here.
Exit stage left. We're out.
Luckily, all the crap I have on the desk is heavy enough that it's going to blow away on us. How often are you going to be in a critical?
I have never had to blow the camera over.
Red Sox can finish it off.
Welcome to Saskatchewan.
Yep.
Northeast winds
Beautiful evening.
coming. Blake Adams facing Adam De La Cruz, who's on the hill.
Adams swings and misses.
And Swift Current
1-1.
season comes down to this with the storm blowing in.
Top of the order, the wind screaming in the face of Blake Adams.
Something I've never seen, and that's lightning. I'm not comfortable with.
Adams is going to wear a pitch here and take first.
On the inside corner and put one off his chest, so another hit by
Right fielder, number 39.
Nick Conyers to take a turn now.
That's just a crazy wind coming in, and even everybody who headed for cover is trying to peek around the bleachers. Nobody wants to miss the conclusion of this ball.
Adams on at first, 57's in a must-score scenario.
To win this playoff series.
Lightning above us. Runner on at first, nobody out.
On the mound, and he'll stop and reset.
Time called. Dela Cruz into pitch.
So Torres, who came in to replace Crossman as a pinch runner, takes his spot at first base.
Antonio Torres is playing first.
Sam Dela Cruz
Gale
takes
force
Adam
wind
Dela's spot at
now
second,
blowing in from center.
and Adam comes in to pitch, just like he did last night. Except he came in 10 last night. Tonight it's in the 9th. And the pitch.
Conyas gets the bunt down.
Dela Cruz
Tagged by Dela Cruz. Adams advances to second.
Second baseman, number 1, Ruben Rodriguez.
Adam Dela Cruz. And Adams is now at second.
Blake at second, representing the tying run.
If this is Swift Current fans, they'd be here all night long, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Regina,
Season on the line.
They see a little bit of wind and they go home. They're soft.
Trying to drive Blake Adams in. One out. Top of the ninth inning, the Sox ahead 3-2. Pitch there, a ball on the outside corner. 1-0 to count for Ruben Rodriguez. And again, Rodriguez has done a lot of damage just getting on base. He's reached in 3 of his first 4 at bats, although he was hit in the first inning and he walked in the 5th. So just the one.
Dela Cruz, Ruben, strike one.
And you almost wonder if the Red Sox would want to hurry it up.
But the people that are left are fairly excited.
Adam Dela Cruz not showing any sign.
Just seeing debris flying across
Someone
the field
toilet
now.
paper flying across the field.
What? Lightning
this is,
striking nearby. Heads up, horse. I'm just going to move some woodwork here. Crazy night at the ballpark, to say the least.
So no rain is here as yet. The 1-1 to Ruben Rodriguez.
1-1 count to Ruben. Lightning seemingly directly above us.
Regina predicts thunderstorm 10-10, wind gusts up to 55 kilometers an hour.
Well, the wind gusts up to 55 we're having right now.
We're at the 57's dugout. 2 balls and 1 strike.
2-1. Check swing, Ruben. Did he go? No, he didn't.
Let's go, Ruben.
3-1 the count.
Still a 3-2 lead for the Red Sox. And the pitch.
Rodriguez, fly ball way up in the air. And a heck of a play by Torres at the dugout.
And here comes the rain.
And rain in the outfield. We might have to back up here. This is going to hit us hard. 2 down.
You can feel the rain now. No delay yet, but 2 out at the end of the ninth. Miles Miller represents the final out.
Miles Miller, last chance for the 57's with wind and rain screaming in his face.
I'm closing up my.
And it might be shut down. Swift Current, I love you.
Yep.
Little timeout.
They want to get this one in.
Keep this broadcast going. You hate to shut her down with 2 outs in the top of the ninth. The rain is really
Fortunately.
And if the delay they had in Moose Jaw's any indication, it could be quite a delay.
The storm that hit Moose Jaw's hitting us right now.
If this game has to stop due to the rain that's pouring down.
Maybe it's peripheral.
2 out and a man on second. The Red Sox up 3-2.
Pitch to Miller. 1-0 count. 3-2 Regina leads it. This is the top of the ninth.
Smells like there's a cow farm there. to the south of us as well.
Yeah, that is definitely not the sweet smell of the Regina concession. 1-0 count. Miller.
Oh my goodness!
Miller's going to tie the game. Blake Adams.
Let's play them
home. And Miles Miller
Go!
with the season on the line, singles into left field.
Who's that? Miles Miller?
Miles Miller.
Is he a first-team All-Star?
In our hearts, he is now. Miles Miller.
Number 41.
Okotoks, 8 All-Stars. You're out. Miles Miller?
Easy.
Oh, my bad.
Easy.
I'm sorry.
I may have to webcast from there next year. Easy.
Oh, okay.
Not this year, though.
I'm just a guest here.
Oh.
That yellow one? Just the yellow. That's the guy outside. If it's getting hit by rain and it's still plugged in, that might be done.
This is my,
We're just moving our gear out of the way here as Amazing Lightning now strikes, and 3-3 the score. I can't imagine that we'll be able to do extra innings here as Kamenowski hits that to center field, and Stadler negotiates with the wind and makes the catch.
That ball is hit, too.
Well hit ball by Kamenowski. 3-3 the score. Swift Current season on the line. They needed a run, and they got it. Anything that can happen seemingly will tonight in Regina. We'll be back with the bottom of the ninth.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
And now, a message from your stomach.
Hey, the workday's over and it's time to eat, and I need some real good food. Some real good food from Houston Pizza. They've got savory ribs, souvlaki, steak, chicken, Greek or Caesar salad, and of course, that delicious pizza. Everything's made fresh daily. For dine-in, pickup, or delivery at Houston Pizza, you get real good food.
Houston Pizza's got lots of real good food.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to
Well, welcome back to Regina. Well, Sammy De La Cruz coming in now, who's been playing infield recently.
You did the 3 games. And actually, old high school buddy on the Oakland Cardinals team there.
Sam De La Cruz leading off now. If that rain blows in here,
and I think this is it right here.
Well, we may have to abandon ship on the webcast here. We're doing our best to keep our electronics out of it here, but there's only so much we can do. We can't close a window here.
Who's out there for your boys?
Jack Ferguson pitching now for the 57's. De La Cruz hits that ball. And it is monsoon season here in Regina.
They've got a job to do. They just go out there and they're doing it.
Bottom of the ninth, 3-3 the score.
That a game like this Comes down to this.
Yep.
I'm trying to get some.
Okay. Yep. Well, we're abandoning ship on this too.
Okay.
Our gear is getting on the verge of getting soaked.
Just unplug it from the wall.
Yep.